Talk.
Well, it's Friday. There's a lot going on right now. There's like a lot of loose ends in the news, and one of them is the loose end of a government shutdown. Is this happening live right now? Is that Barasa
that's
talking?
live.
Let's listen in real quick and see. Oh wait, now we have a still shot of Chuck Schumer looking very demure.
It's a
montage.
program report.
This is not live. We're gonna watch and see. There's supposed to be a Senate view. There's supposed to be a Senate vote, I should say, coming up here shortly, and we're going to watch that. I don't know that we're going to, carry a Senate vote.
I would think that would be riveting.
Super boring.
Oh, you said boring.
Maybe at 12:45.
What I have is better than that, though. Wiggins America is better than that. It's a low bar.
I swear, folks, I'm not mailing it in. I just have a lot that I'm trying to deal with right now, and just in general, just sometimes you just can't get ahead. It's homecoming week for my son. That's very exciting. There are just extra things that happen when you have stuff like this. Kids have the day off because they're teacher institutes, complicates things. And this government shutdown is really annoying to me because it didn't work into my schedule.
Nobody thought you were mailing it in until you said, I'm not mailing it in.
It's going to be evident. I'm trying to get ahead of it.
I have a cousin who is going on a vacation to Washington, D.C. today
What are they
to
gonna
go
do?
visit the sites.
Yeah.
They completely scrapped it. They're doing
really?
other things. And then they were like, oh, we'll go to the national parks. That was the plan. Nope.
They're closed.
So those kind of things, those little things are the things that impact your
You
life.
can still walk around the Washington Monument.
Oh, you
and
can
you can
still go.
still walk around the St. Louis Arch, but you probably can't do the tours.
You can't
and
go
all that
up
stuff.
in the Washington Monument like I'd like to.
I've never done that. Never had the pleasure of doing that. Don't know that I would want to. I'd be more. How do you? The only thing that I know about the Washington Monument elevator is what I saw in Spider-Man. Did you see that Spider-Man?
I saw a Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
That doesn't really narrow it down, bud.
It wasn't a movie either.
Oh. You saw actually Spider-Man?
That was just some guy walking around in a Spider-Man costume. He was fat.
And was it in Times Square?
Yeah.
Was he hassling you to take a photo?
Yeah.
He
And
wanted a photo with you, and you're like, I know I'm Ryan
I
Wiggins.
paid because I thought he was threatening.
There's something that I've kind of noticed. I'm curious if you guys have seen this on social media. There are people who are listening right now who love this station, who are, conservative-minded, Trump-supporting people who are on furlough right now.
Mm.
That's a real thing. It is a real thing. And it's a reminder to me when we talk about this stuff that, the sombreros and all of that stuff. We did a poll yesterday. You guys are fine with the sombreros. That was evident yesterday. What was it? Off the top of my head, was it 67% of people?
Something like that, yeah.
They thought it was funny. Other people were like, sure.
Yeah.
That was the second category.
You understand it. You get it. And for folks none of us are affected by it, right? Financially.
No, not directly.
No.
So we're not missing a paycheck because of this. So it's easier to react to it in a certain way that is maybe a little less sensitive. But I just want to say from the start of the show today that I know that there are people out there, it's not like if you're paid by the government that you're automatically a Democrat. That might be the case in large part in D.C., but there are federal employees all over the country, and that's just not the case.
I have family members that aren't necessarily, they don't work directly for the government, but they work very much on government contracts and grants and things. And they said when Trump took office, hey, I voted for Trump, but I hope he doesn't cut my thing. That's the attitude of everybody. But that's always the attitude, and not just for government employees, but if you're on some sort of government benefit, you're like, I realize, and there's a lot of people in this category, I realize that the government's too big. I realize we're creating a massive deficit that we cannot possibly keep going in this direction. But I hope they don't cut my thing. That's unfortunately where a lot of people are, because it does affect you personally.
We talk about this issue like we talk about all issues generally through a political lens. It's not wrong to do that, but it is wrong to not consider the whole of the issue. So I'm not sitting here. If President Trump can, in a shutdown, start making some fiscal decisions that allow him to cut spending, on the whole, I'm going to be very interested in him using that as an opportunity to use his wisdom and to go forward with that. And I don't know. Here I am opening up a conservative talk show host being like, I want to be sensitive to both sides. People are like, this is not what I'm listening for. But some of them are.
It's not what I'm here for.
I know why you're here.
I'm here to slash and burn. It's too big. It's too big.
He's serious about it. There's going to be a White House press conference shortly. I'll be curious to hear what Carolyn Levitt has to say about it, and we will keep you abreast of the issue. They're going to vote. The Senate will vote, and they need 5 senators to move over across the aisle. It's possible that happens. That they end up, we get into the weekend and it's over.
Possible.
And then we'll do all of this nonsense again in November.
I'll say this. If there are enough Democrats in the Senate that cross over to end the government shutdown, I will be surprised because, my main criticism of John Fetterman is not that he says the wrong things. He says things that I don't always agree with, but he says some things that I do agree with, especially for a Democrat. But he never takes a vote that is of any sort of consequence. He's always the one that adds to it.
Fetterman?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard for him to take a vote that's of consequence because the Republicans have the votes they need.
In this circumstance, he could be one of 8 that do, though. And if he does, I'll have to acknowledge that because that's been my criticism of him.
I think he's done a pretty good job of being a unique person. Like, I wait to see what Fetterman has to say before I know what he has to say.
Yeah, me too.
I know what Chuck Schumer's going to say. We got to do the other thing because Trump said to do this thing. And the American people are seeing through that. The American people are tired of it. That doesn't mean that they're Republicans now, but that means that they might not be Chuck Schumer Democrats. And that's where the politics of all of this kind of boils down and becomes very easy fodder for us to come on here and talk about it and make fun of the Democrats. It's more complicated than that. It's more nuanced than that, and we want to acknowledge it. Carolyn Levitt speaking right now from the White House. Let's listen in to the press conference happening live.
Come on.
Not working?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Okay. Well, Brad will get it straightened out. She's going to be talking about the shutdown. Can you get it? Okay.
Democrats will have an opportunity very shortly here to change course, and we hope that they will. There are significant personal impacts on millions of Americans as a result of this current government shutdown. The 1.3 million men and women of America's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Space Force who serve honorably and put their lives on the line to defend us all are not being paid. Military families are already seeking out food assistance because of financial anxiety caused by this Democrat shutdown. According to new reporting from the Military Times, staff members at the Armed Services YMCA food pantry distribution location near Fort Hood in Texas found a line of military families stretched around the side of the building yesterday at 5 in the morning. According to the staff who work there, that is, quote, not happened ever. They've already had a 34% increase this week over past weeks. President Trump and Republicans fundamentally believe we have a sacred responsibility to protect and provide for our military families with the resources they need to thrive. If Democrats believe in this very simple premise too, they should end this shutdown immediately. Unfortunately, the severe impacts of the Democrat shutdown extend beyond our troops. Nearly 7 million mothers, infants, and low-income families who rely on government-run food assistance will be in jeopardy if the WIC program runs out of money in the weeks ahead. The more than 13,000 air traffic controllers who ensure that Americans fly safely in airports across the country are currently working without pay. The National Flood Insurance Program is in danger of lapsing, which could leave families without necessary help if a disaster strikes, and we are in the middle of hurricane season. Critical services offered at Social Security field offices are reduced for senior citizens and disabled Americans. Helpful transition assistance programs are not being provided for veterans who fought to defend our country and are now trying to re-enter civilian life. The economic consequences of this shutdown are piling up every day. Policymakers, markets, and even the Federal Reserve are flying blind at a key juncture because BLS and BEA data are on hold until the government reopens. Democrats shutting down the federal government to give health care to illegal aliens could lead to lower growth and higher unemployment rates for Americans. According to a new memo from the Council of Economic Advisors, the U.S. economy could lose $15 billion of growth domestic product each week, every single week, the Democrat shutdown extends, with a month-long shutdown leading to an additional 43,000 unemployed people. Small businesses are likely to encounter delays in receiving federal loans. Mortgage applications will likely shrink. And just this morning, Business Roundtable, an association of more than 200 CEOs of Americans' leading companies representing every sector of the U.S. economy, put out a statement urging Congress to pass the clean CR that will once again come before them in the Senate floor in just a few moments. Quote, "A fully functioning government is essential for American businesses, workers, and consumers, while policymakers continue working on a full-year funding package and other pressing issues." Again, that is a quote from the Business Roundtable. What's clear is that the Democrats' actions account to an intentional sabotage of our country and our people by shutting down our government. This madness must end. President Trump and Republicans are calling on Democrats to reopen the government immediately on behalf of the American public. All we need are 5 Democrat senators to do the right thing and to stop this shutdown. Call your Democrat senator and tell them to vote yes to reopen the government. On another matter, despite the Democrat shutdown, President Trump's efforts to make America safe again continue. President Trump believes that American cities should be the safest places on earth, and he is committed to making this a reality. We've already seen that President Trump successfully made D.C. safe again in only a few weeks. That same crime crackdown will continue to happen in cities across the country and is happening in Portland, Oregon. President Trump will end the radical left's reign of terror in Portland once and for all. The president has directed Secretary Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other left-wing domestic terrorists. What's been allowed to happen in Portland, and we saw disturbing video footage of this last night, this is not peaceful protesting, this is left-wing anarchy that has been destroying this great American city for years, leaving police officers battered, citizens terrorized, and business properties damaged. Since early June alone, Antifa terrorists have laid siege to the ICE field office in South Portland. These radical left-wing lunatics have violently breached the ICE facility by using a stop sign as a battering ram, hurled explosives and other projectiles at law enforcement, repeatedly assault and dox officers, berate their law-abiding neighbors, and have even rolled out a guillotine in front of the ICE facility. And more people should be reporting on that. President Trump has sent federal law enforcement to protect federal assets and arrest those fueling this violence. Just last night, we saw an extremely troubling incident where conservative journalist Nick Sorter was captured on video being taken into custody by the Portland police after he was ambushed by Antifa and was defending himself from these assaults. But instead of arresting these violent mob members night after night after night who are ravaging this community, the police arrested a journalist who was there trying to document the chaos, and everyone in this room should be extremely concerned about that. The Department of Justice spoke with that journalist this morning, and they will be launching a full investigation into his arrest. This incident is part of a troubling trend in Portland where left-wing mobs believe they get to decide who can visit and live in their city. It is not their city. It is the American people's city, and President Trump is going to restore that. I just spoke with the president about this, and he has directed his team here at the White House to begin reviewing aid that can potentially be cut in Portland. We will not fund states that allow anarchy. There will also be an additional surge of federal resources to Portland immediately, including enhanced CBP and ICE resources. Law and order will prevail, and President Trump will make sure of it. With that, I'll take your questions, and we will begin today's briefing with our new media seat, Amanda Head from Just the News. Amanda, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Caroline. On that most recent topic that you mentioned, reportedly Portland police have not been able to engage protesters to the degree that they normally would. Does the president plan on handling this from that angle as well with city leaders?
Yes. From our understanding, the law enforcement that we have here in the Homeland Security Task Force, I spoke with them this morning, and what they're seeing is that unfortunately, local police has been restricted from responding or cooperating at all with federal authorities, which is completely absurd. We have surged federal law enforcement personnel to this city to restore law and order and to work alongside local law enforcement. And we've seen the benefits of this in Washington, D.C. And all of you live here, so you can agree Washington, D.C. is and feels much safer because of the cooperation between federal and local law enforcement. They can and must be working together, and we think it's despicable that these local elected officials who swear an oath to protect their people are preventing law enforcement from doing their jobs on the ground. So that's why the president has directed his team here at the White House, and they are already on it to look into how we can cut funds. And the president wants to work with anyone. If the mayor of Portland were to call him right now and say, "Mr. President, please help us," I am sure the president would be willing to do that. He is genuinely serious about wanting to restore order in America's cities. But it's become apparent that the local and elected officials in Oregon do not feel the same, and that's very unfortunate for the people who live there.
And then one more question on the government shutdown. Should there be some type of scheduled layoffs to maybe entice Democrats to come to the table, like every hour another agency, another 100 pink slips? I'm sure Russ Vought has a list of folks ready to go.
Well, look, the Office of Management and Budget, as we've said repeatedly, is working with the agencies and our cabinet secretaries to identify where cuts unfortunately can and have to be made. And again, we understand there's another vote happening on the Senate floor in an hour. Maybe if Democrats do the right thing, this government shutdown can be over. Our troops can get paid again. We can go back to doing the business of the American people. But if this shutdown continues, as we've said, layoffs are an unfortunate consequence of that. And Russ Vought has been in contact with our cabinet secretaries at their respective agencies to discuss that. Thank you, Amanda. Kelly.
How would this administration define what makes a Democrat agency, which agencies, and what constitutes being a Democrat agency?
I think this administration has been very clear, Kelly, that we're not going to tolerate waste, fraud, and abuse in our government. And we've also been very clear to point out when agencies or when programs do not align with this administration's values of putting our country first. You've seen that with USAID and in various other cases where there's been cuts made or funding has been slashed. And so, again, unfortunately, we're having to do a massive review of the bureaucracy to be good stewards of the American taxpayer dollar. And it's the Democrats who have forced the White House and the president into this position by voting to shut the government down.
You've talked about thousands likely layoffs coming. Do you have an update on the timeline for that? How quickly? And if the government is restored to funding and back in operation, will that list of potential layoffs still be on the table?
Look, as I just stated, the Office of Management and Budget is in constant communication and contact right now with our cabinet secretaries and agencies across the board to identify, unfortunately, where layoffs have to be made and where cuts have to happen. But again, the Democrats have an opportunity to prevent this if they vote to reopen the government. That is all this administration and the president is asking for. Vote for a clean continuing resolution to keep the government open. Peter.
Thank you, Caroline. During the campaign...
Thank you, Peter.
I was raised to say thank you in the White House briefing room. During the campaign, President Trump said that he did not know anything about Project 2025. Now he knows about it. Is that the blueprint for shrinking the government?
Look, the blueprint is what the president and his team and his cabinet secretaries ultimately decide. And the president trusts his cabinet secretaries to identify where there is waste, fraud, and abuse. We pointed out this morning, or Russ Vought tweeted about this morning, a Chicago rail project that was canceled. We paused $2.1 billion in Chicago infrastructure projects, specifically the Red Line extension and the red and purple modernization projects. And it's because the administration is concerned that the Biden administration was handing out taxpayer dollars to pay for this construction based on DEI. DOT is reviewing the race-based contracting on unconstitutional grounds, and in the meantime, the Department of Transportation funds for these projects are on hold. So I guess this answers both of your questions. This would be an example of that.
And just because there's so much shutdown talk, something different. What do you guys think about the NFL's decision to name Bad Bunny as the Super Bowl halftime performer, somebody who has not scheduled shows in the U.S. because he says that he's worried that ICE is going to come and arrest his fans?
Well, look, I know there are many in this room who are very anxious to hear the president's response to Bad Bunny being the halftime show, so I won't get ahead of him. I won't reveal what he feels about this. Next time you all ask him a question, you're welcome to do that. I have my own feelings on that, but that's not what I'm up here to talk about. As far as ICE being at the Super Bowl, as far as I'm aware, there's no tangible plan for that. in store right now. However, of course, this administration is always going to arrest and deport illegal immigrants when we find them. If they are criminals, we're going to do the right thing by our country. Kate.
Did the president and Russ Vogt decide yesterday in their meeting which cuts they wanted to make to agencies and which ones would be permanent?
Again, I've kind of answered this question a few different times now. It's been asked in a few different ways. Their discussions continue between the Office of Management and Budget and cabinet agencies across the board, and they are actively identifying where these cuts and these layoffs have to be made as this government shutdown hopefully does not continue.
And on Hamas, the president said that if Hamas rejects the proposal, that Netanyahu would have his full backing to finish the job. A UN report found that Israel was committing genocide in Gaza. Does the president have concerns about the civilians being killed, the worsening humanitarian crisis, and are there limits to what the White House would support when it comes to Israel's actions in Gaza?
Look, the president has deep concerns about all of the atrocities that have taken place in the Middle East over the past few years. It's deeply unfortunate that he inherited this mess from the Biden administration. If you all recall, under President Trump in his first term, the Middle East was on a pathway for peace and prosperity. There was the historic signing of the Abraham Accords. Israel was on a path to normalization between Arab and Gulf nations, and we hope that can continue. But right now, the president has made it very clear to Hamas that this is an acceptable and detailed proposal that they must accept, or the consequences are going to be very grave for them. And he has given them a deadline of Sunday evening at 6 p.m. When I was out here on Wednesday, I told all of you, I'll leave it to the president to make that red line, and he now has. I think the entire world should hear the president of the United States loud and clear. And Hamas has an opportunity to accept this plan and to move forward in a peaceful and prosperous manner in the region. And if they don't, the consequences, unfortunately, are going to be very tragic. Michael.
Thank you, Caroline. Has the president declared war on international drug cartels? And if so, or if he will, does he feel he needs congressional approval?
As the White House has said many times, the president has directed these actions, these strikes against Venezuelan drug cartels and these boats, consistent with his responsibility to protect the United States interests abroad and in furtherance of the U.S. national security and foreign policy interests. This is pursuant to his constitutional authority as commander-in-chief and the chief executive to conduct foreign relations. In each of these cases, Michael, the vessels have been assessed by the U.S. intelligence community to be affiliated with designated terrorist organizations engaged at the time in trafficking illicit drugs to our country. The president has been very clear, dating back to the campaign trail, that he is always going to do what's in the best interest of the American homeland. And he also promised the American people he was going to end the drug epidemic that has taken far too many American lives. And you're seeing those actions play out almost every single day here.
One last question on the shutdown, Caroline. Hakeem Jeffries has said that President Trump is in the Presidential Witness Protection Program since the shutdown has begun. What's the White House's reaction to that?
That's just more ridiculous fodder from Hakeem Jeffries. As you all know, because you're here every day, the president is literally working around the clock right now. I think he has a swearing-in ceremony, or he already did. He has several meetings on the books today. He literally works 24/7. Anyone who works in this place or covers this place, as you all do, knows that to be true. And Hakeem Jeffries and the Senate Democrats should get back to work in a few minutes and vote to reopen the government. Emily.
Thank you, Caroline. You spoke earlier about the energy and infrastructure projects that Director Vogt paused. Will the White House agree to restore that funding as part of a deal to end the shutdown?
Well, I won't make any agreements here. Senate Republicans are talking with their colleagues on the Democrat side, but right now, Russ Vogt is doing what he's been tasked to do in the midst of this government shutdown, which is to look at funds that need to be temporarily halted or need to be canceled. And Chicago is just another example of that.
Carolyn Levitt from the White House press briefing room updating on the current status of a government shutdown. And we know that the Senate is going to vote soon. We will cover that as it happens. 5 Democrats from the Senate need to switch over and support the end of the government shutdown. Supporting a vote in favor of that would be a vote in favor of a clean CR, which is basically to say everything that we were doing to fund the government through September, we'll do that for, I think, 7 more weeks. Same thing. Nothing changes. And the Democrats so far have said, no, that we're not interested in doing that. At least leadership has. We'll see if anybody decides that they want to pull away from Chuck Schumer, if Chuck Schumer himself is going to be at the forefront of making that vote so that the government can reopen. We're going to break and talk to Congresswoman Mary Miller when we come back. We're going to talk to her about the government shutdown, what she has observed as the Democrats have pulled away from trying to work this out so that the government can reopen. But we're also going to talk to her about what's going on in Chicago. How much of the Chicago stuff have you been paying attention to, Ryan?
Which Chicago story?
Like ICE, the presence of ICE and the protests and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've been keeping a pulse on it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the main stories. It's a little bit overshadowed by what's going on in Portland. Congresswoman Mary Miller will give us what she thinks about that issue when we come back. Don't go away. Home Shield Foundation repair. If you want to find out about making sure your basement doesn't have to be that worrisome problem that you have every time the weather forecast has, a gully washer. Is that a word that everybody else uses? I use that word. It comes in, the rain comes in, the basement starts to sweat, then it starts to leak, and boy, you find yourself in the basement stressing about what kind of danger is going to happen next or what kind of issues are going to grow in your basement because of that wetness. You reach out to Matt Hayes of Home Shield Foundation Repair, and you can come to your house, and he'll tell you, this is what we can do for you. They are experts at basement waterproofing. They can explain to you in detail how they can solve your problem. Think about that. Think about solving that problem so you don't have to feel that way every time rain is in the forecast. You call them at 314-227-9636, 314-227-9636, and tell Matt Hayes that you heard about him on the Annie Fry Show, and ask about basement waterproofing services. Invite them out to your home. They'll check everything out before you have to commit to anything. And I think you will be like many Annie Fry Show and 97.1 listeners and say, I'm glad I called Home Shield Foundation Repair. 314-227-9636, homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
Setting goals for your retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
For tips on building a better nest egg, listen to the All Financial Hour with Steve All, Saturday mornings at 6, here on 97.1 FM Talk.
You can also visit yourmoneymattersstl.com for more details.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholt of Kaufman Townsley. We've won the trust of thousands of clients who are victims of careless drivers. We have the team, the talent, and the tenacity to get you the money you deserve. Call 314-500-5000. That's 314-500-5000.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote Renter's Insurance at Progressive.com.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
From Alton to Wildwood, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
And Garrett, can you tell us a little bit more also about whether do you think it's is this protest growing throughout the day, or do you get the sense that because they've taken this action to clear things out that they'll start to just go on home?
Well, what we've seen in the past is that when there start to be these clashes, it spreads very quickly within these activist groups online, and that can be a magnet to have folks that are coming out here to support that, to be able to build these efforts to try and shut down Operation Midway Blitz. I do want to point out, within the last 10 minutes, we had several Border Patrol officers come up to us, and they pointed out several individuals in the crowd that they were calling out as paid agitators, saying that those are two individuals that they were telling folks that are out here to demonstrate peacefully, stay away from them if you want to avoid trouble, because they are out here to agitate, and they will cause you trouble if you get caught up near them.
Just one last point, and we've got to go, so we'll make it quick.
So that's a report coming out of Broadview, Illinois, where the ICE facility is being protested in great measure. We wanted to ask our friend Congresswoman Mary Miller about this because attention once again on the state of Illinois. Congresswoman, how do you feel about what has transpired in Broadview Illinois, what the Trump administration is doing, the ICE facility, they're trying to protect it. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is what Americans voted for, and they are going full force. President Trump will not tolerate lawlessness, and this is part of the promises made, promises kept. Border policy doesn't stop at the Rio Grande, and Pritzker abdicated his responsibility to protect the citizens in Illinois by offering sanctuary to illegals and violent criminals and gang members who are getting a foothold in our city. And so, shame on him and shame on the Democrats, number one, for opening the border in the first place. And so, I'm pleased with this. President Trump will win.
I'm reading a report here from Fox News. The mayor of a small town outside of Chicago on Tuesday insisted her community doesn't want National Guard troops deployed to the area after weeks of protesters clashing with ICE officials. The mayor, Katrina Thompson of Broadview, the population of this town is just under 8,000. This is a small town west of downtown Chicago. Held that press conference and said, we don't want them here. I'm hearing from more and more people in Chicago, in these areas that are led by Democrats, that while the politicians who are elected who are Democrats are saying, we don't want this here, there are people within these communities who are maybe looking at what President Trump is doing and saying, thank you for finally doing something to make our communities more safe and secure.
Yes, it's absurd that these Democrat politicians, especially J.B. Pritzker and Mayor Johnson, have villainized and demonized ICE law enforcement. They are heroes, and they should be thanked. But this is a hard time in our country. Joe Biden and the Democrats did so much damage the last 4 years, and President Trump is trying to fix the damage that they did, and we have got to deport these people. They're going after the worst of the worst. And I do want to encourage the listeners to pray for President Trump, pray for our country and for the ICE agents, because, yes, this is a problem, but Chicago had a crime problem before the Venezuelan cartels come in and set up shop and are getting a foothold here. And this is not a partisan issue. People deserve to be safe in their communities, Democrat or Republican. And also, this has economic impact. People are not going to open up businesses. In fact, they're closing businesses in Chicago. This is going to be good for the citizens of Illinois and the whole country. We have to get the illegals out of here, and we got to go for the worst of the worst first.
Congresswoman Mary Miller speaking with us right now. She represents Illinois' 15th district. You can follow her on X at Rep. Mary Miller. I would have to think that the people in these communities that are being attended to by Midway Blitz, Operation Midway Blitz, to try to reinstate some safety and security to Chicago, to Broadview, to these areas, there have to be people who are looking at the Democrats that they've always elected and the alternative of the Republicans who are at least in charge in the federal government and say, maybe I could be with these other guys. Maybe there's a Republican that I could support and bring this safety and security effort more from a local standpoint. Do you think Illinois is waking up to the possibility that maybe Democrats haven't been doing it right this whole time?
So Illinois is a red state. We got to get people out to vote. And we've got to deal with corruption in our elections, those two things. But people are abandoning the Democrat Party. They have ridiculous policies. Americans want safety, they want economic opportunity, and they want quality education. And 100% the Democrats' ideas do not provide for any of those. And I have been saying one thing the Democrats wanted that they got was a pass from the media. They've owned the media for decades, and they've never had to count for their lies or they haven't gotten any pushback on their bad ideas, and they keep getting weirder and weirder. And besides the criminal aspect of this, there is a huge economic impact. In Illinois, we've already spent billions of dollars that we don't have, and they're going to force the Illinois taxpayers to cough it up.
Well, I want to shift gears here a little bit, talking about taxpayer dollars and acknowledging that there is a government shutdown right now. Congress, specifically the Senate, seems to be at an impasse. The House has been able to pass this measure through. It's on the floor of the Senate. They're going to take another vote on it today. How do we get to the point where the Republicans and the Democrats, with a slight Republican majority in Congress, how is it that we get to a government shutdown, and what happens next?
Well, we voted to keep it open. This is a Democrat disaster. There is nothing to negotiate. The Democrats lie. They want taxpayer-funded benefits for illegals. We are not going to negotiate. The American people do not want that. We want to block illegals from accessing these benefits. And they want to reverse common sense cuts. Like $5 billion worth of cuts that were made for ridiculous things. I mean, the abuse of American taxpayers that was exposed through DOJ is beyond offensive. And now they want to reverse those cuts. We want to keep dealing with waste, fraud, and abuse. They want to they want to refund left-wing biased media. No, we're not going to do it. There's nothing to negotiate.
Congresswoman Mary Miller, last question before we let you go, and we do appreciate your time this afternoon. Do you see that this shutdown, do you think that the Senate Democrats are going to be able to cultivate the extra 5 votes or whatever it is that they need to end the shutdown today? Could you see this going for quite some time?
I think it's going to go on for a while because, like I say, they're very proud. They haven't had to give account for their policies, and they're deceived. They think the American people are with them. The American people will not reward this kind of chaos or being put on the last to be cared about list behind illegals and criminals.
Well, we are going to watch and see. We appreciate your time today, hoping that the shutdown does end soon for all of those people who are good.
Yes.
They care about what they do for the country. They're federal employees. A lot of our military that are having to suffer at this. It's not just a political ping pong ball. It really matters, and hopefully the Democrats will come to their senses and end it soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We'll speak to you again soon, Congresswoman Mary Miller. Thanks for your time today. Bye-bye. Representative from Illinois' 15th District at Representative Mary Miller. Appreciate the opportunity. I think have we talked to somebody from Congress every day this week, I think?
Every day, yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. Good to be able to do it, and glad that we're able to bring them here to speak with you. All right, let's do beer. What are we doing next?
Yeah, this will be Be or Not the Bee.
Okay. I hope Ryan brought his A game. Let's take a break. We went a little bit long with that press conference in the first segment. It is still going on. I don't know how many times you need to hear Carolyn Leavitt say that the Democrats are to blame for the shutdown, which is essentially kind of the summation of it. Whether you agree with it or not, we always like to bring you directly to the source, but I'm kind of summing it up for you there. All right, Wiggins America, Be or Not the Bee, because it's a Friday. Next, don't go away.
It makes sense that they all know it was only for you.
CiviaLaw.com. Please consider hiring Todd Civia at one of his 7 locations. He's got Missouri locations in Wentzville and Creve Coeur, also in Illinois, Edwardsville, East Alton, Swansea, Centralia, and Mount Vernon. You can book a strategy session with Todd Civia. It's like $300 to book it, but not if you call right now and you mention my name. I love giving you the opportunity to save on that initial consultation meeting with them where you can talk about the trust that you've been thinking about doing, but you don't really know like the ins and outs of it. And, gosh, I don't know the answers to all the questions that I'm going to need to know. Well, when you start that conversation with the experts at Civia Law, those questions start to answer themselves. But you do have to have an out loud conversation in order to get to the solutions. That's how the process starts. And I was very grateful to be able to work with Todd Civia for my husband and my trust that we established. So if you're looking for wills, trusts, powers of attorney, and need to have this stuff in place at any age, go now and call, because the strategy session fee waived if you're one of the first 10 callers to call right now and mention Annie. Don't forget to mention my name, 833-995-WILL, 833-995-WILL. They want to help you through life's transitions. Find them online at civialaw.com.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade. Congratulations to 97.1 FM Talk on 25 years. For me, you've always been so important and a part of my day. Knowing that St. Louis is listening has made this show worth doing. Cheers to the next chapter.
With this season's drought and high temperatures, demand for new sprinkler system installs is at its peak. Even with a little rain in the forecast, now is the absolute best time to put a new system in place, setting you up for a healthier, greener lawn next year. Don't let your lawn go through another season looking the way it does today. Take control now, and you'll never have to worry about the damage heat and dry weather can cause again. Call 636-695-7800 or visit ProOutdoor.com to schedule your new system installation today.
What if you had a plan to build income outside your job? At Lifestyles Unlimited, you'll learn how people are investing in real estate to grow their income and make smarter financial choices one property at a time. Right now, join us for just $297. That's a savings of $443 off our real estate education program. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
If you're looking for the best eye care in St. Louis, look no further than the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andrew Royer. Make your appointment today at youridoc.com or call 314-966-5000. Ophthalmology Associates.
We, without hesitation, recommend that anybody work with ThrottleNet. The experience will be as good as it's been for us, for anybody, because you'll get a true partnership and you'll be able to rest easy that you're going to get the service that you need while they're also doing all those things that you don't want to have to think about, that you don't want to have to worry about. They're always doing that in the background for you.
Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Contact ThrottleNet.com to get a free IT evaluation and see how we can support your IT everything.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Don't freeze as it gets colder. If your furnace isn't working, Air Comfort Service can get you back in your comfort zone fast with a service call for only $99. Get your furnace serviced. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
If I could be you.
And you could be me?
For just 1 hour.
If you could find a way.
To get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out, and for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
The poll question today is, how long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? We're asking you that question kind of in light of our 25th anniversary, which is happening this month. We've been on the air for 25 years, and if you want to come to the party on the 23rd, check it out at 971talk.com/events. That's where you can sign up for free, or you can buy the VIP tickets. We'll all be there. Either way, the YouTube live chat poll is, how long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? 1246. This time check is brought to you by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Live, local, and conservative. It's the Annie Fry Show. 97.1 FM Talk.
This is a happy song. I was listening to John Mayer's Sirius XM channel, and he said Sitting on the Dock of the Bay is a song that has only major chords. And that's why it's got the mood that it has. And he said it's very rare to have a song that has only major chords in it. But that sounds like a song that would have... Doesn't that just sound like... Doesn't that song just sound like a happy song?
Yeah. But I have no idea. Is Sitting on the Dock of the Bay to you a happy song? It's just slow.
It's a chill.
Slow.
Don't you want to be in that song? Whatever that song is, don't you want to be there doing that while you're listening to it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's a famous song. It paints a fantastic picture.
That's a happy place to be.
Yeah. Any song that has whistling, try putting whistling in a sad song. Can't do it.
The YouTube live chat poll, as Ryan just mentioned, how long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? I will be very curious to hear what your responses are to this, especially comments. If you have stories as to how you started listening to the station, I would be very curious. Joe said, I listened to 97.1 after Jack Benny went off on my family's Philco radio in the parlor. I'm old.
There's no way. There is no way that's true.
You would be voting 5+ years. I think, for that.
I think so.
All right, let's get to the beer, not the bee.
Oh, wicked!
the bee or not the bee?
All right, since this is Wiggins America, big shout out to the original Wiggins, my grandma Wiggins, who is
Wouldn't
listening
her
right
husband
now.
be the original Wiggins?
Well, yes, but he's not listening.
The better half of the original Wiggins. How about that?
And my dad.
Hi,
So,
Grandma and Dad.
Like a lot of the Wiggins origin story is listening right now. It's kind of a big deal.
The origins of the Wiggins.
So this is the B.
I'm trying to say something
Go
here,
ahead.
but I don't want to. I don't have any jokes.
You sure?
You've completely cut my legs out.
This
from
is
under
your
me.
chance to impress my family.
I think they are my favorite Wigginses.
Don't love that since I'm right here.
I've met your grandma.
I mean, they're great. I'm in the room with you.
Didn't your grandma come to the Granite City deli thing that we
Yes.
went to? And I met her, and she was the sweetest, most beautiful grandma in all of the land.
And guess what? That wasn't an act.
No, she was great. and your dad is great too. Your whole family is great.
He
but-
came out to the Ruler Foods live that we did in Collinsville.
in Collinsville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he may have been at the deli too.
He was there.
Yeah, he was. I think
Okay.
it was your fam.
Was it everybody? Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it was great. And does your grandma? What kind of sense of humor does your grandma have?
Very good one.
Does she
she's
think you're-
cracking jokes.
does
I
she
was with
think-
her last night. She's cracking jokes.
Does she think you were funny?
I think so. Look, she'll say yes.
It's because she's your grandma.
She's my grandma.
She loves you.
I think I can get her goose every now and then.
Do you think? What do you do with it? Do you think? How many grandchildren does she have?
Oh my gosh, including greats or just
Either or.
Oh man, it's over a dozen.
Grandchildren and
Yeah,
together?
yeah.
How many just grandchildren?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Where do you rank in the 6 grandchildren? Like where, like on the favorite list? Are you towards the top of being favorite grandchild or middle, bottom? What do you?
There's clearly to me, it's probably Tracy, Kristen, Tara, Nick, Larry, me.
You put yourself at the bottom?
I mean, she would never say that.
You can tell.
Well, where am I supposed to put myself? Because she would absolutely say 100% equal. So I had to make a joke out of it.
She would. Would she wink
But now
at you
she's-
afterwards?
Now that she's listening, I'm like, I can't make those jokes because then I'll hear about it later.
I tell all my children, I whisper to all of them that they're my favorite child.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. They
You
all
have
think
to.
they're the favorite, though.
I will say this.
I hope they don't
this
talk
is
to
really
each
neat.
other.
My son, Sinjin, who is her great-grandson, the other day, we were going over to visit Grandma, and he goes, why is it, and he was genuine about this. He said, how is it that Grandma makes you feel so important?
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I was like, I don't know, buddy, but it's true.
Because you are and she is.
And then I was like, Sinjin, you need to leave the room so I can tell Grandma what you said without you here.
How'd she feel about that?
Oh, I mean, it just, I'm tearing up even saying it. Like, it's amazing.
How does grandma make you feel so important?
And he was 100% asking me, because I know she's got other grandkids and great-grandkids, but I feel so, like, I'm so important to her.
That's love, buddy.
I know.
Oh, and there's no love like a grandparent's love. All right, let's do
All right.
silly stuff.
Here's some
Ryan, you need to leave
news
the room,
headlines.
unplug, and come back in. Thank
These
you for
are-
listening, Grandma.
Thank you.
And Dad.
And
Thank
Dad,
you.
too.
Thank you for Ryan.
Oh, yes. And you're welcome, Annie.
Not you, them.
On behalf of them.
No, I don't know if you get to speak for them.
These are news headlines, some of them real, some of them fake. The fake ones are from the Babylon Bee. The real ones are from all over the place. Tell me which one's which. Tim Walz says U.S. president must stop making sombrero memes because it's scaring European allies.
This sounds like something he'd say. Yes? Real?
I think it's real.
This is real.
Oh.
This is real. Tim Walz says, quote, "This is dangerous. I cannot express to you the concern and absolute bafflement and fear of our European allies." The president himself tweeting out AI videos of fake news reports on healthcare. This is really dangerous. He goes on to say, our European allies are asking me, quote, "Is this stuff really going on?"
Yeah, it is. Are we? What's the situation with Spain? How do they feel about us? Does Spain have sombreros?
Spain hates us right now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Does Spain have sombreros?
I don't think so. I think
Is that
that's
just
all
a
Mexico.
Mexican thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one, sexist Pete Hegseth demands women be equal to men.
That's a B headline.
It is the B. Quote, "We will have the same fitness standards for men and women in combat," said the disgusting male chauvinist to a room of shocked and horrified generals. "Starting today, our male and female soldiers will be treated exactly the same." Hundreds of outraged officials came forward to condemn the bigoted anti-woman policy. Quote, "It was absolutely sickening," said Army General Xander Bloofblutch.
Well, I'm going to change my answer to real.
On his TikTok channel. "If men and women are treated equally, then we'll have fewer women in the military, which is sexist because men and women are totally equal in every way and there's no real difference, and anyone who says otherwise is a fascist." Last quote is, quote, "Why would we be expected to do push-ups?" asked one female soldier. "This is just like Hitler." There were a lot of really good quotes in that
exactly
one.
the same.
I'm going to make sure I got them all.
Yeah.
All right, entire federal workforce replaced by very tired Marco Rubio.
Yeah. B.
That's the B. "Congratulations, Marco. Another promotion," said Trump. 750,000 promotions to be exact. That's a lot of promotions, maybe the most ever. "I know a lot of people were worried about the government shutting down, wondered who would run everything, but I've taken care of it. Marco will be running Social Security now and the National Park Service and also manning the gift shop at the Washington Monument." He's doing terrific, Marco. Got to get some bags out from under your eyes, but we don't hold that against you.
That one picture, him sitting on the couch, kind of slouched down in the Oval Office, that's used for everyone. Marco Rubio just discovers he's hosting late night TV
Right.
over and over. That picture that makes the meme.
Yeah, it's great. All right, conservatives announce boycott of NFL until next Sunday.
Did you say, who boycotts?
Conservatives.
Conservatives. That's true. I'm gonna go real on this one.
It's the B. I'm sorry. Angry fans from largely conservative areas of the nation voiced their displeasure on social media after the halftime show announcement promising to punish the NFL by refusing to watch any games at all on the days of the week when there aren't any games, and only returning when their favorite teams play their next games on Sunday.
The NFL is like the drug that nobody can quit.
I quit it, although I never was that.
Yeah, but
addicted.
you weren't.
Yeah,
you weren't up to
I
your
wasn't
eyeballs
all
in it. But I mean, those who have, and again, every time the NFL is involved in a conversation about this, it's different for me in St. Louis. If I weren't in St. Louis, I would handle all of this stuff probably a little bit differently. I'm so offended at how the NFL handled and treated St. Louis.
Yeah,
and I'm a woman scorned, so deal with it, NFL. I know they care.
Last one, I'm going to sneak it in here. Jasmine Crockett says, quote, "Just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal."
That's real.
Yeah, that is real.
This is real.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
that lady.
this is real. According to Crockett, being a criminal is all a state of mind. "I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal. That is completely different. Being a criminal is more so about your mindset."
Oh, no,
said.
it's not. It's about her mindset. You see the difference there? My goodness. All right, we'll find out what I missed in the next segment. We'll get Ethan Sports and Local as well. And in the 2 o'clock hour, we want your Ask Us Anything questions. We'll trickle them in throughout the course of the 2 o'clock hour. Watching for a government shutdown vote in the Senate. Keep it right here. We'll be right back.
I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/Mike.
Former CIA officer Jason Hansen here. In my line of work, I've seen firsthand how fast the world can change. With rising geopolitical tensions and inflation eating your buying power, it's time to take action. For me, that means gold. And for gold, I exclusively trust Advantage Gold. I urge you to do the same. Call them now at 800-900-8000 for a free gold guide to discover the security that comes with owning precious metals. Again, call 800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Join us for our annual Trade Day sale. Hook up your camper and join us Thursday through Sunday, October 9th through the 11th at both of our locations at 9001 Dunn Road in Hazelwood or 971 Wilmer Road in Wentzville for barbecue, beverages, and a free trade evaluation. We guarantee at least $1,000 over the national average for your trade-in with purchase of any new RV. Your trade will never be worth more than it is today. We will have fall festivities going on all weekend. Don't miss the fun and spooky good savings. Check out all of our new 2024 2025 and 2026 RVs by Jayco, Keystone, Fleetwood, and Bontrager Outdoors. Mention this 97.1 ad for a chance to win a $500 gift certificate to our parts store. For 3 years in a row, we have won the best RV dealer at St. Louis Post-Dispatch Headliners. And we are your #1 Jayco fifth wheel dealer in the country. Our commitment to you starts when you enter the door. Go one better. Go Apache Village RV in Hazelwood and in Wentzville, October 9th through 11th. Trade value dependent upon condition of trade unit at time of delivery.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/free. QUO.com/free.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Urging Democrats to change course. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, as the Trump administration decides which government programs could face mass layoffs on day 3 of a shutdown.
The Democrats have an opportunity to prevent this if they vote to reopen the government. That is all this administration and the president is asking for. Vote for a clean continuing resolution to keep the government open.
Spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt ahead of 2 more test votes in the Senate on both the Republican and Democrat short-term spending plan. Either would need bipartisan support to get the 60 votes needed to advance. Democrats still pushing for ways to address health care concerns, including Obamacare subsidies that expire this year.
Positions are hardening. Informal bipartisan Senate talks died. In fact, any new Senate plan likely hits a brick wall in the House. Even the Senate chaplain asked for divine intervention to reopen the government.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. Meantime, the president setting a deadline for Hamas to reach agreement on a peace plan for Gaza, with a 20-point U.S. proposal on the table, already agreed to by Israel and supported by multiple countries.
The entire world should hear the president of the United States loud and clear. And Hamas has an opportunity to accept this plan and to move forward in a peaceful and prosperous manner in the region. And if they don't, the consequences, unfortunately, are going to be very tragic.
During the White House briefing, Leavitt calling the president's deadline 6 Eastern Sunday evening a red line. 2 high-profile sentencing hearings underway, one for Sean Diddy Combs on 2 prostitution-related counts in New York City. The other for Nicholas Roski, now known as Sophie, and convicted of trying to kill a Supreme Court justice. Prosecutors asking for at least 30 years in prison in that case. Wall Street's been rallying, the Dow topping 47,000 for the first time, but right now back under that, up 281 points, and the Nasdaq's now in the red. America's listening to Fox News.
Let's go. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
No change in our weather pattern. Sunny skies continue as we go through our Friday afternoon. 88 for the high. Humidity level still comfortable. Tonight, clear skies. Days are certainly getting shorter. 67 for the low. The first weekend of October, sunny skies on Saturday, 88. Do it again on Sunday, sunny 88. No major changes in our weather until about Wednesday of next week. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Speaker Mike Johnson is updating folks on the shutdown. Of course, a lot of press being done today on Capitol Hill, and there is a Senate vote that's supposed to take place soon, and we're waiting to find out if the Senate Democrats are going to, at least a handful of them, are going to cross over and make it so that the government can reopen before the weekend. You will get that news as soon as it happens right here on 97.1 FM Talk. Our YouTube poll for today is, how long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? Are you brand new, less than a year, 1 to 5 years, or 5+ years? I started listening to 97.1. My friend who you know, Ryan, Tim did your egress windows.
Yeah.
GHR.
What was really funny is when
Egress
he
windows.
did my windows, I did not know he knew you. And he's like, oh, I kind of know Annie Fry. And then I found out, oh, he's like your really good friend.
Yeah, like he's Charlie's godfather.
Uh-huh.
He's my longest friend. I love him dearly. But I remember when we were in college, I was delivering, I used to work at a medicine shop pharmacy as a pharmacy technician. And I remember him telling me at one point, like, oh, you got to check out the station 97.1. And I think at the time, like, I remember driving at night one time and I just was like, oh, Tim said something about 97.1. So I popped it on. It was Michael Savage. And I was like, whoa. This is heavy. This is a heavy lift. But, you know, listening to the station, specifically Dave Glover, who was on in the afternoon, Dave would always be on during my deliveries at the medicine shop when I was taking medicine to people at their homes. And I just kind of started to listen at that point. So it would have been maybe 2005-ish. So not at the very beginning of the station, but the station was still considered a very young station at that time. But I was definitely a listener before I finally got a job here after I'd graduated with my communications degree. It's weird that that's the word I would stumble over, communications. Hired in 2009 and, of course, have been here ever since. But I was a listener before I was ever employed here. I think I appreciate that part of my journey through here.
Me too. In fact, it's funny because Trisha, who is on the show all the time, she said that one of the reasons that 97.1 probably feels authentic, and this is off the air stuff, I'm probably sharing it, I don't even know if I should, is that a lot of us are not radio people. We might have a communications background, but we're not necessarily doing this because we're professional, polished radio people. We all believe in some part of the cause.
Yeah.
And we're all very passionate about it.
Yeah.
And so it's real.
Yeah. Jeff, who was the person who hired me originally, was always like focused on getting good people here. He's like, I can teach you the radio stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always appreciated that. Now, I knew a little bit of radio because I had done that for 3 years before I came here in sports talk radio, but it's always been about getting good and right people to do the job. You want to read a couple comments before we get to what I missed?
Yeah, let's start with this one from Ender, who says, I'd have to say 5+ years is how long he's listened. Started listening not too long after I moved here, but was never properly dedicated until the Annie Fry Show became a thing.
Properly dedicated.
Now he's properly dedicated.
We do care a lot about being proper.
Yes, we do.
Especially during noon to 3.
Thank you, Ender. Here's the next one from Frank. He says, I have to admit, listening to 97.1 was the beginning of the end of my association with the Democrat Party.
Woo!
Well, hello there. And Storm Crow says, started listening after we moved from Idaho Well, I'll just keep highlighting these as we go.
We'll just assume that they moved to St. Louis 497.1 from Idaho.
Yeah.
I think is a safe bet.
You could stream it there now, but maybe back then.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been. Streaming would have been as big of a deal.
Right.
Idaho. All right, let's get to what I missed over the course of the week.
What did I miss?
Okay, for those of you who haven't been listening to us for 5+ years, this is the segment where I go back over the audio that Annie may have missed over the past week. The first clip that I have here is Hillary Clinton, and she's talking. She stirred up a dust storm. Annie, go ahead and play that.
That you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology. It's just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of, bumps along the way, but I agree with you. We were on the right trajectory.
So Hillary Clinton there is basically saying that what we're trying to do as a country is get back to where white men of a certain religion, and it's pretty obvious which religion she's talking about there. I would say she's talking about the Christian religion, are trying to take back control over the country. And I don't understand what the obsession is with blaming white dudes for everything. Ryan, I don't know if you feel this way, but you kind of look at it and you go, oh, here we go again. What do we do this time? Kind of shrug and throw it off. But really, honestly, what we're trying to get back to is a country where family values are important.
Is that a white man value?
It isn't. It isn't. And I don't understand why she says that other than they need a boogeyman.
I mean, what she's saying is almost full on like spiritual warfare stuff.
It's bad.
She's saying we do not want this country to be run by Christians, ultimately, is what she's getting at. Now she throws in white men.
I know a lot of people who are Christian who are not white as well.
I do too. Mm-hmm. I do too. And I think that's why you've seen such a split over the last few years of people going, wait a minute, maybe the politics aren't mirroring my values
right
the way that they had in the past. And it's just weird that Donald Trump is the president when he's not necessarily any sort of spiritual leader at all, but that the values of the country, the Christian values of the country, he definitely defends those.
Scoot says, does Mr. Rain share any white male values? Just as an addition to that, to the both of you, what are white male values?
White male values. I think Brad probably epitomizes that more. Brad.
Oh, well, I hope I answered this the right, or you guys understand what I'm saying in this. I'm a white male, and therefore all the values that I hold would be classified as a white male value because
me too.
A white male holds them. That doesn't make them unique to me as a white male, but as a white male, that makes all my values white male values.
I don't know. I know a lot of white males who also don't necessarily agree with the way that I would think or Brad would think either.
Yeah.
So it's tough to classify.
And those would be white male values as well because it's a white male holding those values.
I'm a lady. I don't have anything to say.
I have an opinion on that.
And by the way, yes, a lady.
A lady.
I heard you say that.
Ooh.
I was going to say something about it, but...
What? Go ahead and say what's on your mind.
No, it's all right.
Go say what's on your mind. You're white male. You can do whatever you want, baby turkey.
You got male privilege.
Seems as if... You know what's funny? All right, fine. Since we're talking about how long have you listened and all that stuff, right?
Oh, boy.
When I first started on this show, I don't remember what the context was for asking this question. It was probably an Ask Me Anything or something like that. And I said...
Did you say something stupid?
Oh, yeah. And I said, and I think about this sometimes as for the evolution of the show to think
where we've come from,
where we are now. So I'll ask you this question and see if you would answer it now the same way as you did.
So this is a vivid memory that you have.
Uh-huh.
And I have no idea what you're about to say.
No, I know you don't. I asked you this question like right after I started. So it was about 6 years ago. And I know how you answered it. And so I'll ask you now. Do you ever use your phone while you're on the toilet?
I don't know how I would have answered it before. Yes, probably.
So you said yes, probably. That's what I thought. Now that shows real growth. Because back then you said, A lady would never tell. And I thought
she was right.
Right. I bet she'd answer that question.
People,
Yes.
I've dealt with you for this long, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't even get to close the door when I go to the bathroom. And I mean, like, what you need to understand is that when men talk about using the phone while you're on the toilet, that is a specific set of circumstances that is not applicable to a female who is on a toilet. Oh, wait. Do you sit down to pee?
What? What?
If a man is using a phone while they're sitting on the toilet, that's implying that a certain thing is happening.
I see what you're saying now.
Now, yeah, because I had to draw you a picture.
Okay, so for a woman, it could be a variety of things. You
Yes.
could just be hiding in there from your kids.
I've tried. It doesn't work. They come in. They sit in front of the glass door shower, and they're like, "Hey, Mom, just want to spend time with you. Love you." And you're like, "Oh, my God."
Yep. I remember those days. My son would do that.
They just want to be near you.
He's playing with cars just in the bathroom.
Molly, at 4, is in this phase where she wants to be, like, she gets tired. As soon as she gets into, okay, she's going to sleep mode, she wants to be held. She just, it's like surface area. She needs the full surface area of her body to be in contact with me or Jared. And it was always Jared. And then 3 months ago, now it's always me. And I'm like, I'm not cut out for this. Like, at the end of the day, the amount of touch that you go through during, and I just need a little bit of decompression. And then she's like, "Mom, I just want to be by you." And I'm like, "Okay, sweetie, come here." And then I hold her and I love it. But it's just like, this was a Jared thing. I don't know what Jared says that I turn them at this age. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound nice. What I miss.
Sounds accurate.
All right, let's get back to what I miss. Annie, the next cut I want to talk about is Joy Reid. And you know how the left is always calling everybody fascist. Well, Joy Reid went on a show, and she explained exactly what the fascist agenda is.
Is that if you go back before the 20th century, there were no income taxes, there were no regulations on business. You could earn as much money as you want, leave 100% of it to your children with no taxes. Right. That's the world they want back. And to get it back, they need society to change. They need people to be less modern. They need people to want fewer things.
I like that groove. What if we did that through our whole show?
We would be NPR. That's what they do.
Then I might be in favor of the Democrats who want to fund it again.
They have those long outros that just are jazz.
They do?
Oh, yeah.
I've never intentionally listened to NPR.
I will listen. I haven't in a while, but I used to every now and then. And I go through phases where I will just to hear what's the opposing side saying.
I curiosity listen to other things, but it ain't NPR.
It ain't that.
So Joy Reid says that fascism is no income tax, no inheritance tax. You could make as much money as you want.
Keep your money.
Yeah, and you can keep it.
I couldn't believe I saw this quote. I didn't see the clip, which is the music, but I saw the transcript of this written on Twitter, and I almost couldn't believe that it was real. I thought I need to actually listen to that at some point to make sure it's not being taken out of context, but it's not. She's actually saying that these fascists want you to have more freedom for less taxes. I mean, I don't really know what to do with that.
They want to build something, and they want to leave all of it to their children.
They want you to not even touch their money at all. Fascists.
So that's fascism, apparently.
We're going to build generational wealth.
Why are we so historically illiterate? Like,
Yeah, who's we?
I don't know who we is. You can speak for yourself, Brad.
Well, as a country, I sit here and I listen to people like with big platforms or who used to have big platforms get on and say stuff that is so completely historically inaccurate. And I can't help but think to myself, these are the kids that were in class with me where I'm like watching and like, this is
where you
amazing.
say something super offensive about theater kids again?
No. These are the kids that fell asleep through history class and then wake up and decided they were going to be experts on fascism.
Theater kids?
I don't know about theater kids.
You've said a lot.
Yeah,
you went in.
No. Yeah,
which group of kids do you hate at high school, Ryan?
I liked everybody.
What was the club you tried to put together that got nixed?
Oh, you remember that?
Oh,
We haven't
yeah.
talked about that for a long time. This is real. The Happy Fun Club for Self-Esteem.
You tried to get that established as
I
an
couldn't
official
get a-
club at Collinsville, and you couldn't get a sponsor?
I couldn't get a teacher to sponsor it.
That's
they were
terrible.
like, we're not really taking you seriously. And I'm like, well, I'm taking me seriously.
Sounds like you wouldn't be in our club.
You're hurting my self-esteem
I
right
know.
now.
I was like, ouch.
This is
Ouch.
evidence that this club is in need.
Exactly.
Let's do one more.
All right, so this last one here is her name is Becky Weiss, and she just wants to tell you this about the Netflix series.
Well, specifically to the Netflix series, what we're talking about here is we've covered several stories this week. There is a lot of content that is geared towards children, specifically like all ages, and they're very pro LGBTQ plus blah 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 IA whatever messaging. And it's not just like, okay, here's a gay couple in a cartoon. The content and the purpose of the storyline is specifically geared towards kids, and the nature with which their orientation might be focused, including transgender themes and like choosing your gender and all of that. And Becky Weiss is a lesbian, and she just physically, she's wearing like gray cargo pants, a white t-shirt. She's got short hair. And the only reason I say this is because I think in this clip, she several times refers to how she looks. So that's just what she looks like in this clip.
Hey, just real fast, since it's going around right now, if you allow your children to watch children's shows with pro-LGBTQ messaging, you are not being a rock star all-inclusive ally. You are grooming them. And I say that as someone who looks like this. My son is not allowed to watch anything with pro-LGBTQ messaging in it. Well, gee, Becky, why is that? Aren't you gay? Super duper yes, but to teach a child that they can be gay, lesbian, bi, pan, yada 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 is to imply that children are sexual beings, capable of having an orientation. Let that simmer for a second. Why would a child need to consider their orientation? Furthermore, why would adults want to create and promote shows to help 7-year-olds establish their orientation? No, you got it wrong. It's to teach inclusivity. Negative, dum-dum. It is not age-appropriate education. There are precisely 0 reasons why a 7-year-old should ask themselves the question, am I gay? So if someone calls you homophobic because you do not allow your children to watch shows with pro-LGBTQ messaging, please just keep in mind that I look like this, and it is not allowed in my house. I am like low-key a little homophobic, though.
Ryan, are you gay? Super duper yes. She's funny.
Yeah.
Brad?
So what she's saying there, and I couldn't get behind her more, it's 100% okay to say, hey, I don't want to introduce my children to these topics at this point in their life. They're children. Let them be children. They don't have sexual thoughts. That's all just, I don't know. If you think that children have sexual thoughts, I think that's weird. And so I think she's saying what all of us have been thinking, and she made it easy for us to say it because she is a member of the LGBTQ community.
I'm not sure that figuring out your orientation is something that is
An active thought process.
Right.
It's, yeah. Like,
It
even when you
just
get to that
happens.
age, I'm sure that if you're among the minority of people, if everybody's going one way, you're going the other way, that's a little confusing. But I don't know that we need mass messaging to the extreme minority, which is what we do with basically every issue in this country right now.
We'll get Ethan's thoughts on it next.
Ethan?
Probably not. But maybe some sports and local here on the Annie Fry Show. Do not go away, and please come tell us how long you've listened to 97.1 FM Talk. Are you brand new? Welcome if you are. You've been listening for less than a year, 1 to 5 years, or 5+ years, and we'd love to hear your story of how you came to find 97.1 in the Annie Fry YouTube live chat. We'll keep reading some of those comments as we move through the day. Chris said, regarding the poll, I started listening after 9/11. Started with Dave Glover. That's cool, Chris. We're glad you're here. We'll be right back.
Seasons change, rivers wind, tumbleweeds roll and the stars shine. Wind howls, dawn breaks, cowboys riding, time slips away, and I love you.
The Dittamore Group online at thedittamoregroup.com. Experts, the best
when it comes to buying and selling your home. There seems to be a little bit of a buzz going on right now in the real estate market. Tammy can clarify that for you if you reach out to her at 618-531-4652. 618-531-4652 and talk to her about what you're thinking about doing, the timeline, your targeted timeline. Now, they get all kinds of phone calls. Maybe people who need to list. Something came up. You need to sell your house right now. You got to move. You can call them and get that process started right away. If you are looking more specifically to in the future, maybe next spring, next year in 2026, now is the time where you can really talk to them, have a conversation about what that would look like, what you might need to do to your home to get top dollar, and start the process now. Regardless of when you want to list your home, the phone call to the Dinamore Group can happen right now, and you can be well on your way to a really, really great experience in selling your home. 618-531-4652, 618-531-4652, thedinamorgroup.com.
Are you nearing retirement and don't know if you have enough money saved to retire? That is scary. Do you have a written retirement financial plan in place? Well, when it comes to retirement planning, the trusted team at Financial and Tax Architects are the best. They've helped people all over St. Louis retire with confidence. And that's what you want. You want to retire with confidence. Now, they offer a one-night, 2.5-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. They hold these at colleges over the St. Louis area and in Illinois. No cost, no obligation, just learning. And at this class, you learn how to avoid costly mistakes, how to maximize your income, how to reduce taxes in retirement. So call them today, 314-888-5101, or visit fta-ria.com and take the first step toward a smarter retirement. 314-888-5101.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Underdog Fantasy. You know, football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can select entries and win money right now in Missouri. And it's so easy on Underdog. You got to download the app first, and then when you get on to the Champions game, you make some picks, and you choose whether your players will go higher or lower on stats, rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. You can play with as little as $1. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And it's a lot of fun. So download the app today. Sign up with the promo code MARKR. That is going to score you $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Again, the promo code is MARKR, MARKR, $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. That's right, weight loss seminar at the Marriott St. Louis West in St. Louis at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meyer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hold up. Check it out. Sports and local.
Ethan Berger with an extra side of ETH.
Nice. They're all random now.
I love that.
Never know what's going to play now.
What do you got for us today, Ethan?
St. Louis County Executive Sam Page, everyone's favorite county executive.
He seems really popular.
Well, it's amazing what breaking the law will do for you.
Oh, okay.
He wants to use $59 million in Rams settlement funds to help cover a growing deficit in next year's budget. St. Louis County faces a $61 million hole.
No,
in its...
just do better at your job.
Yeah, that could work too.
I'm talking to you, Ryan.
Oh. I've overspent by
Let me ask
$61
this.
million.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many $1 million
Ryan's
has
doing
Ryan
literally
Wiggins
nothing
put
over there.
Odyssey in the hole?
What would Ryan's $61 million budget look like?
Listen, I require a lot in the green room. And
we have a green room?
Yeah. All
Well, they
the
built
stuff
it
in
for
my
him.
green room is built into my salary. And if that comes to $61 million, it comes to $61 million. I don't know. I just make the requests.
And they always accept.
Yes, they do.
Okay, good to know.
So he wants to take a big chunk of change from the NFL screwing St. Louis over.
Correct.
And put it because we can't manage our money.
Correct.
Stupid.
St. Louis County faces a $61 million hole in its general
I was
funds.
willing to give the full amount of the NFL money and the St. Louis Arch for Shohei Ohtani. Just want people to know that. For some reason,
Interesting.
this organization wasn't interested in that trade.
It is good, though, that it seems like we've solved some financial crises because of the Rams leaving. We just need the Rams to keep leaving.
Yeah, come back and screw us over again.
Yeah.
Up from a $38 million deficit that was originally predicted, and he also expects a $20 million shortfall in the health fund. My question is, why would you want to use $59 million when you expect to be $61 million? What's the extra $2 million?
Ooh. Sounds
Anyone?
like another scandal.
Anyone?
Shipping and handling.
Skeptical. Page said that his recommended overall budget would reflect a $100.7 million decrease, or 8.4% decrease from 2025.
So annoying.
You guys fans of Katie's Pizza? You guys had the chance to go to any of those restaurants?
Heard wonderful things.
I have not had the chance.
There's one in Ballpark
Okay.
Village, and there's a couple in the St. Louis area. Well, now St. Louis-based Katie's Pizza is going to be entering the competitive frozen pizza aisle in Target stores nationwide. And this is actually a pretty cool story. I saw this article and was reading a little bit about the owner of Katie's Pizza. Her name's Katie Lee. And before she, got to where she is now with the success they're having with these restaurants, she was actually a high school dropout and experienced homelessness. Is quoted here saying, "When I was homeless, everything I owned would have fit into one of Target's shopping bags. Now I've made it to their shelves with Katie's Pizza." Leah has been shattering expectations for restaurant quality pizza at home through steadily gaining traction by partnering with some regional grocery store outlets as well as online delivery service. And she credits her success to the COVID-19 pandemic. The fear of closing her restaurants inspired her to create a line of frozen pizzas based on her popular restaurant pizza offerings. So congratulations to Katie's Pizza. And
We'll have to check it out. It's
Katie
nice to get
Lee,
the
yeah.
local stuff out of the frozen food aisle.
And it's pretty good. I've only been once, but I would like to go more. I mean, it's right across from the ballpark, so it feels like a pretty easy option. Good spot for it.
Sounds like the backstory of Halsey, except with pizza instead of singing.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hope Grandma's not listening anymore.
She's a huge Halsey fan, so I was trying to drop that in there.
Knows all the songs.
As far as a quick look ahead to...
Do you even know who Halsey is?
Heck yeah. I know all of her songs. I know all of her songs, like Without Me, Control, Walls Could Talk,
He's
Colors.
like, you're reading them.
He's on Google.
Bad at Love. Oh, I do know that one.
Sing your favorite one. Sing your favorite one. Just a few lines so the people who don't know Halsey can go, oh, yeah, that's it. I recognize
Without
that.
Me. That's her most famous
Sure,
one. Come on.
sure. I'll do Gasoline because
Okay.
I know that one better. I've been making dreams like gasoline.
I could do this all
If
day.
these walls could talk, I'd be without me.
Is this close?
And I'm bad at love.
Okay.
Gas, and I've been
gas.
I've been on my dreams.
Gas.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Bad at love
And I've
because
been
you have
making
gas?
gasoline. And I've been making dreams.
How do we get paid to do this?
I
don't
used to
really
be on the streets.
Wow.
Next.
It's so unfair. Looking
Dad,
ahead.
are you proud?
Looking
Mr.
ahead.
Wiggins.
Looking ahead in college football this week.
You know, it's amazing you didn't go further in vocal
I know.
arts.
I should do a band.
You
That'll
should
be our
do-
first song.
I should do a band.
That's what musicians do, don't they? They do bands.
Um,
You guys want to do a band? Sure. We're all musicians.
I'll have to
Let's
take
do
your
a
word for
band.
it. Okay.
Looking
I'm Joe
ahead.
Bonamassa.
Oh my gosh.
It'll never stop. You got to plow through.
Looking ahead in college football this week, the Illinois Fighting Illini are heading.
ILL.
Anyone?
I-N-I.
Somebody, come on.
Thank you.
They are heading on the road to West Lafayette, Indiana this week to face Purdue. 11 o'clock kickoff on the Big Ten Network. Mizzou has the weekend off. They host Alabama next weekend, and Lindenwood is hosting Tennessee Martin this upcoming weekend.
What's Notre Dame doing?
What is Notre Dame doing this week? They put the beat down on Arkansas last week. They might have the week off here. I'm not seeing them on the schedule. I'll confirm that later.
I don't even know. I have to work my weekend around it, though.
Yeah, well, I thought that Jared recorded them. and
Yeah,
watched
which
them
means
later.
we go do the things that people do, and then we have to come home no matter the time and watch recorded football.
You have to watch it with him though. Oh, they play Boise State. That'll be fun. 2:30. What do you got at 2:30
At
this
Boise
week?
State?
No,
Isn't that the blue field?
it is the blue
Oh,
field.
God.
It's more fun to bet on when it's recorded.
You trying to get an advertiser? You're not going to do well like this. Somebody clip that. I need that in my back pocket. Be like, guys, next.
I'm betting on Gene Keady.
You got one more story?
Yeah. This came out last week. Every new data center in St. Louis will have to meet new requirements before construction begins. Following
Ryan,
Mayor,
why do you hate that?
I didn't even hear what he said.
You're not listening?
This is following Mayor Spencer's announcement that she'll be signing an executive order focused on the developments. She already signed that executive order. Spencer's new order requires data centers to hold public hearings and obtain a conditional use permit or prove the center won't threaten public welfare or safety before starting construction. The order will also develop a framework to include data center developments under the city's zoning code and water code for the next several months.
All right. Thank you, Ethan. With a side of Eve.
Ethan Berger with a side of ETH. Get it right.
Ethan Berger.
Show some respect.
All right, we got some good questions coming in for next question. We'll do that in the 2 o'clock hour. Let's touch in and see where the vote is from the Senate. See if those Democrats are going to cross over and reopen the government, yes or no. We'll get to the update next. Don't go away.
Sometimes it seems all lawmakers do is tax and spend. That's why Missouri voters passed the Hancock Amendment in 1980 to place a limit on what the government can do with your money. But the Hancock Amendment is outdated. It hasn't provided a taxpayer refund since 1999 and probably won't without reform. That's why Missouri needs a taxpayer Bill of Rights. Colorado has one, and taxpayers there have received more than $8 billion in refunds. It's simple. There should be limits on government spending and refunds when there's a surplus in the state budget. A taxpayer Bill of Rights constitutional amendment would help limit the growth of government. Missouri's budget has nearly doubled in the past 5 years, yet the state lags far behind states like Colorado in economic growth. The Hancock Amendment was supposed to protect taxpayers. Now it's time for an update and a taxpayer Bill of Rights. After all, it's your money. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
When life happens and you need to sell your St. Louis area home, do what I did. Call my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's here with me today. Gloria is a St. Louis real estate expert with over 22 years of experience and expertise helping you sell fast and for the most money.
Selling your home can be so stressful, especially when life happens, like a sudden job change, a passing of a loved one, or a growing family. Knowing exactly how much your home will sell in today's market is the first step. Then I back it up with an upfront written guarantee. My guarantee is simple and easy to understand. If I can't sell your home at our agreed upon price and time frame, I'll buy it myself.
When life happens, the name to remember is Gloria Lou, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I strongly suggest you call her right now. It's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 39 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. And fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
We're asking you this question today. How long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? Brand new, less than a year, 1 to 5 years, or 5+ years. I've started a couple of comments from you here that are definitely of the 5+ category. Let's see, this first one is, I listened to 97.1 before it was talk radio. It was an 80s station, and that concept was brand new. I love that station. When it turned to talk radio, I boycotted it for 20+ years, but then he came back. That's cool. That's Waffle Boy. Here is Steven. He says, I listened to 97.1 since the transition from Red. Is that, I barely remember that.
It was an HD station. Well, no, Red was actually on the, I think, air for a minute. It was like Michael Bublé, and it was kind of like standards.
Okay.
It was great. I loved it.
Martini lunch was my go-to on my lunch break back then, he says. And then one more says, I started listening when Glenn Beck was on in the afternoon, listened on my lunch break, so it's been over 21 years. We are turning 25 years old this month. It's one of the reasons we're talking about this. We're having a big party. You're invited to come to it and hang out with us. It's on October 23rd at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield. You can sign up. You can sign up for free. You just have to RSVP at 971talk.com/events. While you're there, if you want to get a VIP ticket, those are $30, and they include, I think, food and drinks. I can't tell you everything that's included with those, but there is a nice package there that comes with the $30 ticket if you want to get a VIP ticket.
But if you don't want to be VIP, just come hang out. We'd love to have you. It's free.
Absolutely. 971talk.com/events.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Bold takes, real talk, no apologies. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis conservative.
Pay attention to the stock market at all?
Loosely.
Dow's inching towards 47,000.
Yep.
I looked at my 401k, and there was it like 4 days where the Democrats were like, how's your 401k now? It was right after Liberation Day, April 2nd, when Donald Trump implemented his tariffs, and then the stock market went. And then it's now getting close to 47,000. So I wonder where all the leftist, how's your 401k doing now people are. I bet they're checking their 401k
and happy with it.
Yeah.
You know what the highest the Dow has ever been?
This?
It was on October 2nd, 2025.
What was it?
That was yesterday. 46,519.
So it's this.
This is it.
Fox is reporting the Dow is at 46,842 right now. Up a little over 300 points. So if you're somebody who likes to check your stocks or your 401k when it's looking good, you might want to just give it a little Friday look-see and thank Donald Trump. The vote is taking place right now, I believe. Can you pull up the does the Senate have their own YouTube channel? They don't. They do, don't they?
I see what I can find.
Just see it, or the C-SPAN version of it, just to kind of listen in. They need 5 Democrat senators to cross over. Do you expect them to do that? I think the majority of me expects Democrats, there to be 5 moderate Democrats in the Senate right now that are like, let's just this is going not well. We can get it done and get it over, start a new fresh news week next week.
Well, they need 5 more than the 3 that have already have. So I don't know if they're going to get 8 because I think Rand Paul is always a wild card in there too. But no, I don't expect that they're going to get it unless there's been some major, back channel dealing that we have not been privy to. I don't see anything changing with this vote. In fact, this is sort of reading the tea leaves here a little bit, but if there was something major happening with this shutdown right now and the Senate vote, I think Fox would be carrying it, on the big screen, not on the small screen. I don't think that anything major's happened yet. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. There's no vote. That's super bad radio to sit there and listen to if they do a roll call of names. They don't always have to do a roll call of names either. There's different ways you can vote. But waiting to find out what actually materializes from this vote. But to Ryan's point, it's not like they're not covering it live from the Senate floor. They're also not talking about that story on Fox right now at all. So they are waiting to see what happens, and then I guess they'll dip back in. Listen to this from Senator Chris Murphy. This guy, he's from Connecticut. People talk about him having presidential aspirations or whatever. He doesn't stick out to me at all. He doesn't make an impression on me at all. It's certainly not in any likable way, but he's a Democrat, and usually what he's advocating for is opposed to what I would want to have actually materialize and happen. But he doesn't have that attention-getting, that charisma that you kind of need to, on a national scale, have people go, he should lead the country. Here he is talking to, what's that guy's name? Jim Acosta.
People want to see us fighting. They want to see us have a backbone. They want to know how we're different from Donald Trump. And, when we don't fight hard, especially when the entire enterprise of democracy is at risk, then we don't seem sincere when we tell people that there might not be a free and fair election in 2026. People say, well, if that's the case, why were you so eager to sign on to a budget that funded the destruction of democracy? So what we're doing here is, protecting our constituents, but we're also signaling to people how urgent the moment is by being willing to hold the line here.
So when you listen to Senator Murphy from Connecticut, they're talking to Jim Acosta about this issue, and you hear what he's actually saying. His point is that what they're doing right now, the reason they're doing what they're doing right now is because voters want to see that the Democrats are up for the fight. He didn't actually say anything about what the Republicans were offering that they were opposed to. He just said it's important that they fight. So I guess, at least in that clip, maybe there's context in a broader level that where he is a little bit more detailed, and it's just not in that clip. So I'll leave room for broader context to explain the hows and whys of the fight. But he is saying right here that the fight is what Democrats need to see. But what is the fight for? He talks about free and fair elections. Has the coin flipped completely on this issue of watching what the Democrats were saying leading into the 2024 election, but certainly coming out of the 2020 election? This is the most safe and secure election we've ever had. The only time they were out there saying that was when their guy won. that Hillary Clinton is still talking about why the 2016 election wasn't fair and why Russia, her book is called What Happened. The entire book is explaining why she lost, and nothing has to do with her. It's all the systems and everything that's up against her that caused that election to not be fair. I mean, they have said that Donald Trump is not the rightful winner of that election. They tried to. You remember the commercials of all the really, really, really valuable, smart celebrities who wanted the electors to cast votes in the other way. You might thinking I'm talking about in 2020. You might be thinking I'm talking about 2020 near the January 6th situation where they were talking about alternate electors, alternate slates, and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm talking about Hillary Clinton. I'm talking about going into the Christmas season. Put yourself in this position once again. I don't know if you guys were in the same place as I was. I was steeped in it because I was working here. You guys were soon to be working in this. Donald Trump wins the election in 2016, and everybody who voted for him was near speechless. We just had jaws dropped, and you're like side-eyeing people like, did you see that? Did I see that right? Did Donald Trump just win? Did Hillary Clinton just lose? Is Donald Trump going to be President Donald Trump? I remember thinking in my head, President Trump? Like, I'm going to have to say that out loud 100 times before it even comes naturally to me. So he wins in November. And I felt like I held my breath for probably until he was inaugurated, thinking something is going to undo this. This can't possibly be. They said on Election Day that Hillary Clinton had a 97% chance of winning the election. Marching into Christmas, it was the Christmas season. Donald Trump was the president-elect. Everybody who had paid attention to this nasty election leading up to it was on the edge of their seat to see what was going to happen next. I believe the date in my head is December 22nd, is when the electors were to cast their vote. We had like 3 days of knowing for sure Donald Trump was going to be the president of the United States before we celebrated the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It was a great Christmas. But, I mean, you spent a lot of time looking at each other going, are you serious? And then Hillary Clinton spent all of the years since then explaining why she got screwed and why the system was against her and why it wasn't really a fair election. Oh, but then we had one where the Democrats won, and it was not only a fair election, it was the most fair election we've ever had.
And the weirdest at the same time somehow.
Yes.
But we needed to be reassured this was the best election ever.
The most secure. And then Donald Trump wins in 2024, and they're literally saying here, it's the same year he's been inaugurated. They're like, they're not going to have a fair election coming up, and we got to fight right now to prove that we're in the game. Okay.
Look, if Chris Murphy wants to bring up specific examples,
go for it.
Please.
Yes.
I mean, this is what we've been saying for 5 years. Bring specifics and then let them be examined.
Let's take a quick break. In the 2 o'clock hour, next question, you get to ask us anything. We'll be right back. Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan, 314-324-4440. What a smartphone call or even text message. It is for you to reach out to Stewie and talk about your mortgage. Mortgage rates have come down. Now, I don't know when you got yours. Maybe you are like me. I have a mortgage rate on my home in the 2s, and that's because I called Stewie. And I did it twice. I lowered my rate with Stewie twice because rates came down, and then they came down again. Of course, we know the history on that. Now, those rates in the 2s, from what I'm told, Lord help us that we don't ever see those again because something terrible has to happen in order to lead us to that moment. If you've gotten a mortgage in the last few years, rates have come down from then, and you can refinance your home. Maybe keep this payment, if you can manage the payment where it is right now, you keep it where it is, but you shave years off the length of your loan, and you do nothing in closing costs. You don't pay anything in closing costs to go through this process. The phone call is warranted. It doesn't cost you anything to make the phone call, and it won't cost you anything to refinance with the Bagel Loan. 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS number 226715.
Join us October 23rd at Lit Cigar Lounge as we celebrate 25 years. Enjoy drinks from Lore Wine and Spirits, Old Dominick Distillery, and Rayburn Wines, plus live music by Pretty Weeds and more. Tickets at 971talk.com/events. Presented by Rhino Shield and U.S. Men's Medical Center.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Generators Supercenter of St. Louis. And your home is your sanctuary. You need to take the first step to peace of mind with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator. from the #1 Generac generator dealer in the country, Generator Supercenter. We learned the hard way here in St. Louis during the tornado recently that power can be knocked out. But even outside of that, what if the power grid fails and it's 100 degrees here in St. Louis? You don't want to be that person. Get with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis today. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com. Tell them that we sent you along.
We all have someone we love, like the favorite lyric in our favorite song. You can't imagine life without them. So tell them today, I love you. Get screened. It could help save their life. Visit cancer.org/getscreened to learn more.
Mark Cox here. Let me introduce you to my friends at the Lit Cigar Lounge in St. Louis, where luxury meets comfort. Premium hand-rolled cigars, an extensive selection of rare bourbons and whiskeys and craft cocktails. It's comfortable for non-smokers, too. They have a state-of-the-art ventilation system. They have private lockers and live music every Friday night, perfect for date nights or business meetings or just winding down. Visit litstl.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/free. QUO.com/free.
Now, back to the Annie Fry Show. Real talk for real people. 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Oh, man, I'm happy it's Friday. Oh, you got big plans for the weekend?
My big plans are that I'm doing nothing for the first time in a couple weekends. And then next weekend, I got to travel again for a soccer tournament. So I love this weekend.
Same on the weekend plans. It is homecoming, so excited to get my son all ready for homecoming. That'll take 5 minutes. It's not really a huge endeavor. It's difficult to figure out what to send boys to a dance these days. Girls for homecoming. You said you didn't go to homecoming.
No, I never did.
Brad, did you go to your homecoming?
Nope.
Gosh, this is a hard conversation to have. When I was in high school in the 90s and in the early 2000s, I graduated in 2002, we wore long formals for homecoming, which was the fall dance. Snowball was the winter formal, and then there was prom for the juniors and seniors. Prom was always
I went to prom.
the most formal. Did you wear tux?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to prom?
Years. Yeah.
Did you wear tux?
Yes.
So I know that there are some schools, CM is one of them. Ethan can maybe weigh in on this in a minute, but CM's fall formal, I think, the girls all wear like hoop dresses, like huge formal dresses, which is cool and fun and everything. But now it's like homecoming for girls is cocktail dresses.
Mm-hmm.
They're really short. And I don't have a girl yet that's going through this, but I feel like don't these girls, I'm looking at the three of you going, why am I having this conversation in this room? There's really nothing you can add to the conversation that's probably appropriate. But, like, don't you want to wear long formal dresses? You never get to do that in life. You can wear cocktail dresses when you go to bachelorette parties and go to college and stuff. Like, that's what they all wear now, that and tennis shoes.
I think it's just crazy that, I mean, these girls are like 15 and 16 years old, and they are wearing...
The dresses are short, aren't they?
Short, tight dresses. I'm like, man, that's these are kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems a little much.
I've got 3 girls on deck, and I know Jared's just like kind of rocking back and forth in his chair trying to figure out how we're going to go about this thing. Maybe it'll change by then. Probably not. My son got a nice little outfit from Men's Warehouse in Edwardsville. Looking forward to posting some of those pictures over the course of this weekend. Stick around. Next question. Next segment. We'll be right back.
Join us for our annual Trade Day sale. Hook up your camper and join us Thursday through Sunday, October 9th through the 11th at both of our locations at 9001 Dunn Road in Hazelwood or 971 Wilmer Road in Wentzville for barbecue, beverages, and a free trade evaluation. We guarantee at least $1,000 over the national average for your trade-in with purchase of any new RV. Your trade will never be worth more than it is today. We will have fall festivities going on all weekend. Don't miss the fun and spooky good savings. Check out all of our new 2025 and 2026 RVs by Jayco, Keystone, Fleetwood, and Bontrager Outdoors. Mention this 97.1 ad for a chance to win a $500 gift certificate to our parts store. For 3 years in a row, we have won the best RV dealer at St. Louis Post-Dispatch Headliners. And we are your #1 Jayco fifth wheel dealer in the country. Our commitment to you starts when you enter the door. Go one better. Go Apache Village RV in Hazelwood and in Wentzville, October 9th through 11th. Trade value dependent upon condition of trade unit at time of delivery.
HomeShieldFoundationRepairs.com. Visit their website if you have a basement concern, a foundation concern that you need to have looked at. I recommend Home Shield Foundation Repair in my private life when people are talking about having basement issues. I just trust Matt Hayes. I trust that he's going to handle your situation in a respectful way and that he can solve the problem ultimately. Of course, that's what matters the most. If you have a leaky basement, if you have water that gets in, moisture that exists, and you can't figure out how to stop it, you need to have an expert look at it. And Home Shield Foundation Repair, these are the experts that you've been looking for. They have a system that is designed to address your basement water concerns with precision and efficiency. They do it with kindness. They do it with respect. And when you have Matt Hayes or his team come out to your home and assess the situation, you're going to enter into that conversation and hopefully an agreement with them where you understand what you're doing and what you're getting out of it, which is expertise and a great service. Reach out to them online at HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
More test votes in the U.S. Senate. Lisa Brady, Fox News, on day 3 of a government shutdown.
The government remains closed because Donald Trump and Republicans insist on raising Americans' health care premiums and kicking millions off their insurance.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, as Democrats keep pushing to extend Obamacare subsidies. Republicans say other proposed Democrat changes would end up covering health care for illegal immigrants.
How much longer this shutdown lasts depends entirely on Democrats.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says Republicans are willing to talk about policy differences, but not until the government reopens. The Democrats' short-term spending bill just failed again. They're voting now on the Republican plan that already passed the House. A sentencing hearing continues for Sean Diddy Combs in New York City, where the maximum would be 20 years in prison on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution.
The defense wants Diddy to get a sentence of no more than 14 months, which would allow him to walk by the end of the year on time served. But prosecutors say only an 11-year sentence would reflect the weight of the evidence shown at the trial, like injury photos, a former girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, or that brutal hotel surveillance video showing Diddy beating Cassie. In court this morning, a prosecutor said this case is about a man who did horrible things to satisfy his own sexual gratification.
Fox's CB Cotton at Manhattan Federal Court. 2 adult children of Combs asking the judge for leniency today. The defense also playing a video of many family moments with younger children. It's also sentencing day for a man convicted of trying to kill a Supreme Court justice. Nicholas Roski, now known as Sophie. Part of that hearing focusing on the judge's concerns about the treatment of transgender inmates in federal prison. America is listening to Fox News.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
No change in our weather pattern. Sunny skies continue as we go through our Friday afternoon. 88 for the high. Humidity level still comfortable. Tonight, clear skies. Days are certainly getting shorter. 67 for the low. The first weekend of October, sunny skies on Saturday, 88. Do it again on Sunday, sunny 88. No major changes in our weather until about Wednesday of next week. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to get ready for cold weather and schedule your heating system check. Get not just your heating system, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the preferred partner plan. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Well, we are watching Fox News reporting right now that both plans to end the government shutdown have failed in the Senate. So it seems as though right now maybe they don't have. Let's listen in here real quick. Pop up the TV here and see what Bill Hagerty, Tennessee Senator, Republican, is saying.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the proposals that Democrats have made that are just completely outside of this CR, I understand your point, and I'm going to go through those in a moment with Congressman Khanna. But I do want to mention this to you. This is from the Wall Street Journal today, Senator. It says, White House senses political risk on health care despite shutdown bravado. It says Trump advisors are worried that the GOP will take the blame for allowing health care subsidies to expire, raising costs for millions of Americans ahead of next year's midterm elections. And then in the same edition of the Wall Street Journal, Kim Strassel basically saying, this is the GOP's Obamacare crossroads. Are you willing to, reform this Obamacare program? And are you going to hold firm on your line on this issue? What do you say to that?
Well, Martha, to be clear, this isn't just Obamacare. This is the Biden era plus up of the subsidies on Obamacare. We're just trying to get back to the original basis before all of the COVID era plus ups were installed. What we've seen, and I've seen a lot of data, Martha, some of it conflicting, but a lot of data that suggests this is the area where the greatest amount of fraud exists. The program is going broke. And what we have are Democrats that want to come in and not only do this, which would amount to about $400 billion, this plus up were it continued, but more than $1 trillion of additional spending. in order as their ransom to keep the government open. I just think it falls on deaf ears.
No, I
So
agree
there
with
you got it. The senator from Tennessee. By the way, what a voice.
Yeah, I never heard him
Senator
speak
Haggerty.
before.
That doesn't even sound real.
Yeah, it sounds like AI.
Yeah. It sounds like a voice you would do when you were lying about something.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily.
There it goes. Senate Republicans attempted to reopen the government. It failed on a largely party line, 54-44 vote for fourth time. The trio of Senate Democrats that voted in favor, Senator Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, and Angus King of Maine, who is listed as an independent, joined Republicans backing the bill. So it didn't go through. The Republicans tried for a fourth time to reopen it. It did not happen. The Democrats are not playing ball.
I saw a huge write-up today about how Senator Jeannie Shaheen from New Hampshire, Democrat, who's not running for re-election, could be the key to reopening the whole government. And by the end of reading that article, I thought, these people don't know what the hell they're talking about, because she's one vote. She doesn't have a lot of sway either. So she might be one that would cross over, though. I could see that.
Fox News reported earlier that a Senate Republican has a list of more than $1 trillion worth of ideas ripe for a trim as the federal government shutdown continues. The OMB director has so far announced plans to withhold nearly $30 billion in federal funding to blue states and cities, while Senate Democrats continue to block Republican efforts to reopen the government. Senator Joni Ernst, who we do know is not running for re-election, has some ideas for even deeper cuts. In a letter to the OMB director, first obtained by Fox News Digital, Ernst laid out a plan that could result in over $2 trillion in cuts to federal spending.
Wow.
It's an interesting move on the way out, I would think. Her letter comes as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and most Senate Democrats have remained steadfast in their opposition to the to the GOP's short-term funding extension. Ernst said in her statement, Schumer's shutdown has provided a golden opportunity to slash waste, fraud, and abuse in Washington. There is no one more fitting to lead the charge than Russ Vought. I have compiled a comprehensive list of more than $2 trillion of non-essential government expenditures that could be or should be put on the chopping block to put taxpayers first, make Washington squeal, and deliver a more efficient government.
$2 trillion in non-essentials? Where has this been the whole time?
Let's do that.
Yeah, no kidding. How come you took this long, Joni? But I'm glad you got there.
Ernst, who chairs the Senate DOGE caucus, which borrowed its moniker from tech billionaires Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, wants to target tens of billions in expired and unexpired COVID-19 pandemic funding, consolidate unused federal office space, and prevent taxpayers from, quote, subsidizing the roughly $400 million per day in back pay owed to furloughed non-essential federal workers. Does that mean she wants them to not get paid?
That's what it sounds
like. The roughly
like.
$400 million per day in back pay owed to furloughed non-essential federal workers. She also wants to go after nearly $1.6 trillion in unspent funding, quote, stashed away in secret slush funds. Claw back billions in the Biden-era electric vehicle charging station program, railroad projects in blue states, and research into, quote, silly science projects, end quote. Oh, gosh, this is my favorite one. This is the one I always go back to, like shrimp on treadmills.
Shrimp on treadmills.
And it's something that you can unsee, really.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've seen it, it's like, that I've seen something
mm-hmm.
that I didn't know could be seen. And streamline, quote, duplication and unnecessary overlap within the Department of War, among many others. So those conversations are happening, and I would assume that there is an advantage for reports like this for her to get that story out and to push it out there to be like, hey, just so you know, these are things we're talking about. I want to open the government now?
This is great. That's great. Other than I disagree on one point, I would like to see more money for shrimp on treadmills because I would like to see more shrimp on treadmills because they look like they're becoming superheroes.
I just don't know why it's only shrimp. Like, why not inclusivity here? Like, aren't there other sea creatures that would be amusing to watch on treadmills? Namely,
no.
Just shrimp?
Just shrimp. You can't look. Most sea creatures don't have legs.
What about like seahorses? What happens?
Nothing. They don't do anything.
Do they
just
have hands?
fall off the end.
Do seahorses have hands? Arms?
No.
Of any kind?
No, they just look horsey and they have like little round
tail.
tails. Here's where you really win an
A seahorse on a treadmill, you just like lay it there.
It just goes off the end. Yeah. So I understand.
We got a few mil for that, don't you think?
Your heart's in the right place, Annie, but
it always is.
Most sea creatures are not going to be able to walk on a treadmill like a shrimp can. And
this is that lying voice I was talking about. Go on.
A whale on a treadmill. I mean, you have to build a bigger treadmill.
That's why we need millions.
No. We don't want to waste more. We don't want to waste money, but we do want shrimp on treadmills because they look awesome. And wouldn't it be awesome to eat? This is beyond your territory too, because you don't like eating
Stronger
seafood.
Shrimp.
Wouldn't it be awesome to eat really muscular shrimp,
lean,
because it would taste so good?
I'm actually nauseous right now.
Don't be.
Mussel shrimp.
Come over to our side and eat mussel shrimp.
Mussels?
Not mussels.
Let's put mussels on treadmills.
They can't run on treadmills either. But mussel shrimp, those would be good. Especially in a little scampi.
Are they wearing headbands?
Yeah. They're training. It's a training montage.
We should take a break. There's nowhere else to go.
We were talking about real fiscal responsibility there.
You know what? We're going to take a break. It's going to last about 48 minutes. Mark Reardon will be right back, and don't go away. Ask us anything next. CityofLaw.com, helping you through life's transitions. That's what they like to say. And of course, it's the truth, because when life goes through its ebbs and flows, there are highs and there are lows. I'm not meaning to rhyme when I say that, but it doesn't hurt. You want to make sure that you've prepared ahead of time for the transitions that are coming. It makes it, I'm not going to say easier, but more manageable to grieve when you lose somebody, to adapt when circumstances and situations change. It might be a health situation. You want to make sure that the right people are in charge of those decisions for you, people you can trust, people who understand you and understand what you would want, who care for you, of course. Those powers of attorney are incredibly important. And I know that a lot of times if you're thinking about, like, gosh, do I really need to put together a trust? The answer to that is likely yes. But also, you need to establish who can speak on your behalf, who has the power to make decisions for you. You want to make that decision. You don't want to leave it to the government to do it. That's for sure. Get a free strategy session by calling Todd Savio right now. 833-995-WILL. That's 833-995-WILL. The first 10 people who call right after I talk right now and schedule a strategy session either in Missouri and Illinois are going to get that strategy session free. 833-995-WILL, CiviaLaw.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds, and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day, and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy. Enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again. My blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Stop smoking. Lose weight now without craving, irritability, or your money back. Early bird special, only $49.99 guaranteed. Join Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar and lose the weight. Stop smoking. Feel great for only $49.99 guaranteed. Saturday, October 18th at the Marriott St. Louis West in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar, 11 a.m. Registration, 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar, 2 p.m. Learn more at markpatrickseminars.com. That's right, markpatrickseminars.com.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows before winter hits, which is smart, don't keep making the same mistake. Stop replacing your failing vinyl windows on your home now with more vinyl. Lakeside Renovation and Design will install Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows. They're built to last, they're energy efficient, plus they look stunning, and they're custom built for your home. Installed by Lakeside's expert team, and they're going to offer a lifetime workmanship warranty. If you're ready to upgrade your windows once and for all, you need to visit windowsbylakeside.com. Schedule your free consultation today.
Lifestyles Unlimited is a real estate education group that gives you the roadmap and resources to start building income through real estate. You'll learn practical strategies for using investment properties to create extra income and make informed decisions, one step at a time. Join today for just $297. That's a 60% savings off the regular price of our real estate education program. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Are
you nearing retirement and don't know if you have enough money saved to retire? That is scary. Do you have a written retirement financial plan in place? Well, when it comes to retirement planning, the trusted team at Financial and Tax Architects are the best. They've helped people all over St. Louis retire with confidence. And that's what you want. You want to retire with confidence. Now, they offer a one-night, 2.5-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. They hold these at colleges over the St. Louis area and in Illinois. No cost, no obligation, just learning. And at this class, you learn how to avoid costly mistakes, how to maximize your income, how to reduce taxes in retirement. So call them today, 314-888-5101, or visit fta-ria.com and take the first step toward a smarter retirement. 314-888-5101.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Next question.
Question.
It's a legitimate question.
Next question. Next question, please.
Next question on the Annie Fry
You
Show.
said something earlier in the show about an Annie Fry Show band.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what would the Annie Fry Show band be? What would that look like?
I would be tambourine.
You know that it's like a natural evolution of a radio broadcaster career that eventually someday you have a band.
Yeah, I know that. I would be tambourine. Brad would be drums. And Annie, you would be tambourine.
This would be tambourines and drums.
It's a lot of percussion.
So, it's definitely something you could dance to. Not a lot of lyrics in our band, but Ethan could probably do that.
On a scale of 0 to 10, really assess your ability to sing a song and to be in key, to deliver a song that would entertain people, like at a karaoke event. Can you go up and will you walk away and people go, gosh, he's pretty good?
I don't think they'd say he's pretty good, but I would be at least above average.
You're not the guy that people talk about after the event. Like,
no, but I know those guys, and they are so fun to listen to. But you can't fake it. You really just have to be that bad.
Do you enjoy watching people do karaoke who are not good at it, but who are having the most fun not being good at it?
Yeah, the best ones, though, are people who are really bad at karaoke, and they know they're a little bad, but they don't know they're really bad. So they think, oh, I might be able to pull this off.
That's like why I would not go. That makes me uncomfortable.
Where do you put yourself on that scale?
I think people would be like, oh, she can sing a little. I don't think people would be like, Annie, you're in the wrong career.
Yeah.
I mean, I've sung in church before. I can sing, but it's not what I would consider special, you know?
Yeah, me too. I can hold a tune, but my voice isn't that good.
Brad, what about you?
I have like a 4 on that scale, 1 to 10, 4. I know enough about tone and whatnot to know that I'm not hitting it right, and I don't know what to do to make my voice do what it needs to do to be the right note.
My husband's a much better singer than he gives himself credit for. Like, he thinks he's not capable of singing, but then George Strait comes on the radio and he can sing note for note. He knows what he's singing. He's much better. And my son is really good at singing, and he's as a 15-year-old boy is not interested. He's got a guitar. He can play a little guitar. It's a ukulele. No, I'm kidding. He can play some music. He took piano, so he has a music understanding, but he's not like trying to make that his thing. Do your kids play instruments?
All 3 of them are in the Mormon boys choir. No.
Super weird for your daughter.
It is weird. Oh, my daughter really likes musical theater, so she's
performance.
Yes, loves it. Loves singing. Loves.
I used to
learning the
love
songs.
that. I was in plays and stuff when I was a kid.
And that's not me. That is very much my wife. She loves that world. My daughter takes after her. My youngest son could. I can't tell what he's into yet, but my older son is not into it at all.
No, he wants
does
to
not
beat
like it.
people at soccer.
Yes.
Next question.
I'm going to ask some listener questions here. First one.
Is this like rapid fire?
Yeah. First one from Scooter. For Annie, would you give Ryan a $20 bill during the show?
No.
Next one.
Next question.
Joe, can we have a limbo contest at the party?
Yes.
He's referring to the 25th anniversary party coming up
Yes.
on the 23rd
Ryan
of this
will
month.
host it.
All right. Limbo contest at the party. That's done. Next one. Here we go. Bobo asks, brownies, are you a corner, edge, or centerpiece person?
Brownies come out of the oven. They sit on the stove to cool off. If I get the first brownie, I'm cutting the one right out of the middle.
Ooh, me too. I love the middle piece.
I'm a corner person.
Are you?
Yes. I
More
like
corners the
corner.
better? More
Yeah.
edges the better?
Yep.
Yeah, man, I love a hot middle brownie that's basically dripping. Have you ever had gooey butter cake that didn't quite form, but it's a little extra gooey?
I don't know. We've never made gooey butter cake in our house. So I don't know if I've ever had it like where it's like homemade, but I bet that's good. I would always rather eat the dough of whatever it is than the thing. My daughter was like, you want me to make cookies? I'm like, I told her, it's like, I want you to make cookie dough. I don't care what you do with it after that.
Cookie dough is awesome.
Next rapid fire question from listeners from Doug. Do you like pina coladas?
Way more than I knew. Hawaii. So you're supposed to go to Hawaii and drink Mai Tais. I tried a Mai Tai at...
What is a Mai Tai? I don't know if
Monkey
I've
Pod.
ever had one of those.
I looked it up.
Loose description.
Don't know. It was bitter.
I mean, is it a slush? Is it
No,
sweet?
it's a
I don't
drink.
even know what it is.
It's like drinking a margarita.
Oh, okay.
But it's not tequila.
Okay.
I think there's rum. I don't know. There's something other than vodka, maybe. I don't know. Whatever it was, the one I had, I didn't love. And at the resort at Disney's Aulani in Kolina on Oahu, they had pina coladas, and I love coconut flavored. I like coconut. I've never had a problem with coconut. I don't know why I've never really had a pina colada before, but now I'm like, I do like pina coladas.
They're great.
I am A-okay with them. Would order them anywhere now and hope that they just reminded me of Mahalo.
With alcohol or without?
I didn't ever try it without.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, that's not true. That's not true. We got our kids pina coladas one evening, so obviously they were virgin pina coladas, and I tried it, and it was good, but mine definitely had booze in it.
Brad, do you like getting caught in the rain?
Big fan.
Hate it.
Next question from Bobo. Finish this statement. Everyone that knows me knows I love blank. And it can't be anything related to radio, what we do.
Oh, I would say Disney.
Okay.
We have the timeshare there. People always ask us like why we're always going back. It's because we invested in the timeshare. And I always tell people, it's like, you know how you go to your lake house?
Mm-hmm.
Our lake house, what we invested in is there. So that's why we go there. We don't really necessarily always go to the parks with fervor and everything, but people associate me with that, I think. Some
Brad,
people hate me because of it.
Everyone that knows you love
Cars. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely cars.
We should have done this for each other.
Yeah, that's true. Mine is gummies and stuff.
Yeah.
That's the easiest.
Is that what would you say for me? Sports, maybe? I don't know.
Knows you love. Man, I would really cheap out and say your family.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. For Brad, I'd say cars.
Yeah. That's the obvious one. For
Yeah.
you, I would say also like comedy, but not like making people laugh, but just kind of you like things that are attempts at humor.
The art of comedy.
Yeah. You study it a little bit more than most people do.
Next question. Chris says, what's your guilty pleasure YouTube video? His is pimple popping. By the way, I know the executive producer of Dr. Pimple Popper. He's from St. Louis.
I can't watch that. Do you guys have one?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
I feel embarrassed to say it.
I'll say mine
make
it your
first.
guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
What is it?
makeup videos where girls put makeup on.
What?
Yeah.
No, what? Are you serious?
Like the fast ones, the minute-long ones, where they go...
You don't want to invest a lot of time.
He's not spending
No,
45 minutes.
I love seeing the because it's art. It really is. It's an art form, and I like watching them go from, like, sometimes they do, like,
That's
Halloween
what you guys watch
makeup.
me do in the 5 minutes before every show.
I know, it's art. It's
Yeah.
just crazy to
You
watch.
guys should see the troll I am before I open the YouTube camera.
Yeah.
Ryan and Brad know.
Yeah, when she comes in, we just palpably go, "Whoa, my
it's
God!"
just Annie.
Oh wait, that's Annie. Yeah. Every day though.
Yeah, come on the YouTube and see how much of a troll I am. I welcome you there. Come say hi.
Wow, didn't expect that. Do you have one?
There is a YouTuber who goes into various communities and cuts people's overgrown lawns.
Ooh, that's
and
cool.
it's just a video. I mean, they'll be 30 minutes long, and some of it's more rapid, but he'll take a completely overgrown lawn, and he just takes it back to, like, brass tacks. We'll edge it and everything. And a lot of times these are impoverished communities, and it's a really cool thing that he does, but I like the completion of that. Guilty pleasure YouTube videos. I mean, I watch a ton of travel stuff. I watch a ton of home building stuff and, like, kitchen design because I'm just trying to get ideas. I don't know if that's, like, a guilty pleasure thing, though. That's, like, purposeful. But the lawn cutting stuff, I'll put those on from time to time.
I don't watch a lot of them, but what Brad said can be true if it catches me in the right mood. Usually, though, it's
the movie makeup stuff.
It's if you take some, like, toothless hooker and I mean you turn her from being somebody
talking
that
about me again?
you would not reckon. You don't know that it's the same person from the beginning to the end of the video.
I've seen a couple of those.
My guilty pleasure though is watching Nintendo speed runs. Have I said this before?
Yeah.
The
Doug
people
says
that can
SB
beat
mowing.
those
That's the
games-
one. That's right. Go ahead. Where people just go and play.
People beat those games, and there's competitions that are like worldwide, and you can do it officially. And there's the same few people tend to beat a lot of them, and you just watch them beat a game that you used to play when you were a kid, usually in the fastest time ever recorded. And you're like, wow, I didn't know a game that I spent probably 3 years trying to beat could be done in 4 minutes. Like, it's just amazing.
Where was that comment I was just going to read here? They were talking about other things. Oh, someone said power washing videos, which is kind of like the lawn mowing videos I'm talking about. But I will also add to this that one of the videos that I don't go seek it out, but I almost always watch it, is when people do, like, Home Shield Foundation Repair does polyjacking, where they drill holes in the concrete and they put the polyurethane foam underneath it and it levels it up. That is incredibly satisfying to me.
Those are cool videos.
Like, people have a garage. Like, how many of you listening right now have your driveway that leads up to your garage and it's just sunk in the front left corner for whatever reason, probably erosion, water, whatever it might be, and they just go and level it out? It makes such a huge difference. And that, I was watching those videos before. I was
because they put the camera where it raises.
Yeah.
And so you like travel in an elevator with it up.
The foam,
and then you kind of see
is
how
pretty colored usually, and it just makes it look so nice and neat. We'll do some more questions. I've got a lot more questions to ask myself when we come back. Don't go away. AirComfortService.com. Fall is going to be here. At least the fall weather is going to be here before you know it. For a limited time, Carrier Cool Cash rebates are back with Air Comfort Service. So you can call 314-513-0091, 314-513-0091 if you are in the need for a new furnace, boiler, heat pump. Maybe you know that it's time to replace your entire HVAC system. Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation is going to have your back, and they've got great ways for you to save right now. Those Carrier Cool Cash rebates up to $2,100 potentially available on qualifying HVAC equipment. Plus, you can qualify for 0% financing as well, up to 72 months, as including, in addition to that, even tax credits. You can trust Air Comfort Service. They're the name in the game that's been in the business for over 55 years. I don't have enough time to tell you about all the awards that they've won, but I will tell you, just as a customer of theirs, multiple times over, great people, a great family business. You're going to be able to trust them fully from the start to the finish, and they're going to do great work. 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Kristen Press. And I'm Tobin Heath. We're World Cup winners, Olympians, and the hosts of The Recap Show.
Every week, we sit down with the icons, disruptors, and game changers on the field and beyond it to talk victories, heartbreaks, and everything in between.
We've built a space where athletes, change makers, and people creating the future of women's sports can show up and show off as their full, unapologetic selves.
Follow and listen to The Recap Show wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention St. Louis Medicaid residents in need of care at home. If you need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care at home in St. Louis and they get paid weekly. Available to eligible Medicaid members in St. Louis. Call now to check your eligibility. It can be your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need, and your caregiver gets paid. Freedom Care has over 7,000 five-star Google reviews and is a leading choice in St. Louis for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want to receive great care from a loved one, go to freedomcare.com or for faster service, call 314-597-1749. 314-597-1749. That's 314-597-1749.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon for Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. And you know, your home is your sanctuary. You need to take the first step to peace of mind with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from the #1 Generac generator dealer in the country, Generator Supercenter. We learned the hard way here in St. Louis during the tornado recently that power can be knocked out. But even outside of that, what if the power grid fails and it's 100 degrees here in St. Louis? You don't want to be that person. Get with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis today. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com. Tell them that we sent you along.
Looking for some iced caffeine, left you in the cold. No one knows why brown water costs as much as liquid gold. Told him your name was Brian, why does this cup say Nicole? But then you found paradise in your cup at the Quick Trip. No regrets to start your day.
That is awesome. YouTube live chat poll. How long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? A lot of people commenting on this, and that's kind of the idea because we just wanted to know. Curious about this question. Colonel says, I'm 5+ years. First listened to Glover like 15 years ago, I think. And then the reverse of that, Sam says, I started listening when Reardon came over. So whatever it is for you, we like to hear from you. And that is the YouTube live chat poll today. How long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk here as we approach our 25th anniversary and invite you to the party? All that is at 971talk.com.
Come be a VIP. Let's fill that VIP room with Annie Fry Show listeners.
Yeah, there are still tickets. They're going, but they're still there. So once we get close to the date, you're going to go, oh, shoot, I should have bought them. Do it now. 2:34, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly, air conditioning, electric, heating, and plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. From Belleville to Bridgeton, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
We've reported a disturbance.
I've never been in one, but this kind of feels like a hostage situation.
This is a sweet band.
Is this what you said to me yesterday?
No. That's a different song.
Because I believed you yesterday.
And you
and
should have.
I'll never believe you again. When
No.
you said yesterday, I heard this song, and I was like, that is an AFS bump song.
No, it's not this one.
What is this?
This is Owen and Stink Faster.
That doesn't give me any additional information. Who's that?
That's me singing. So go ahead and crank it up.
Legit?
Yeah, that's me.
This is exactly what I hear when you talk to me.
Now those girls are not me.
What is this from?
My band, Owen and Stink Faster.
You keep saying the same words. I still have no more information than when we started this conversation. Turn this off!
It's so funny because before the show, for whatever reason, we started talking about that song I mentioned
Ethan,
yesterday.
I trusted you.
and we listened to that song.
This is because of the disappointing intro. Now we're even, and I need you to know that. We're either even or we're not, and you don't want to be on the other end of that.
Yeah, we were talking about that song that I mentioned to you off air the other day, and we listened to the beginning of it, and I'm like, oh, it has a really good hook, but the beginning just didn't work. So I said, throw something else in. Here, I got something idea for you. And I gave him that. And then all day we've been talking about, should we start a band? It worked out perfectly. It really did.
Here's
Thank
what
you very
happened.
much. Thank you.
I'd like an explanation.
Ryan was threatening my family if I didn't put that song in.
And you were scared?
Yeah.
You took it seriously? What did he threaten them with?
Unspeakable things.
Oh.
That did not happen. We just were having a good time out there. We're dancing, we're jamming, had a hula hoop.
Here's what actually happened. I said to Ryan, Ryan, I miss getting to put music in for Wiggins America because we go straight into the Wiggins America bump. And I still put a phone one in, but you only catch a couple of seconds at the end of the segment. And he said, well, if you're ever looking for some fun music,
And then
let me
that's
show
where
you.
You should have known.
And I was very like, okay. So he takes me, he's like, okay, go here, go here, go here. I had to go like 14
into the
folders
dark web.
into Ryan Wiggins folder on the network drive
On
here
Discord.
at Odyssey. And then he says, click on Owen and Stink Faster. And I was like, oh, dear God, what are we getting ourselves into?
That's my band. We did those songs a few years ago. No big deal.
How many people are in your band?
2. Owen and Stink Faster. Guess which one I am?
Both?
Nope.
Owen.
Is there another?
I'm Stink
Do you have a?
That's a terrible name.
An accomplice in this for real?
Yeah, he's a real guy. We have what we tried to do with our album, which
Oh
we
my
never
God.
quite finished, but we got close.
It's amazing that didn't complete.
Was we tried to do a song in every genre of music that we like. That one would be future pop. We also did some in the bluegrass category where we had full bluegrass band in studio. We had all kinds of stuff.
Mark Anderson, not to change the subject, asks, and we're going to do some more questions here. I just joined. Are tickets available for the 97.1 part day? He's probably not listening anymore.
Sorry, Mark.
In fact, tickets are available. It appears as though people are returning them.
Mark, I will say this. You know what's cool? Is that you can come to that party and meet tons of more people named Mark.
It's a promise.
Yeah. Morning show, afternoon show.
Tickets are available. VIP tickets are $30. The rest of them are free. We'd love for you to be VIP with us.
Will Owen and Stink Faster be appearing at the
No.
25th birthday party for 97.1?
I am available for parties. I cost a lot.
Okay.
So if Odyssey wants to pay, yes.
Next question. I've got a few. Can I rapid fire questions for the room?
Yeah. Sure.
Do you take the same path to work every day?
Yes.
No.
I do.
Like, as long as circumstances don't change, like there's a kid that has to be somewhere or whatever. Brad, you do the same thing every day. Go to work.
Yep. Circumstances, same trip.
Ethan?
Every day.
No. I sometimes choose the Poplar and sometimes I choose the Stan Musial Bridge.
When do you make that choice?
Right when it's happening.
Just for fun?
I kind of gauge whether traffic looks... If it looks bad on the Poplar, I'll go the other way. If it looks like it's about the same, I'll take the Poplar because I think it's a little quicker. That's the only reason I do it.
Why don't you just open maps and see which one's quicker? It'll tell you.
I sometimes do that with
I do
construction.
whatever Maps tells me to do, but I go, and that's the interesting thing about this reason I asked this question. I, in the last couple weeks, changed my route to work because Maps was saying to go a different way, and it's like I didn't believe it, but I believe it if I'm somewhere I don't know, that it will tell me, oh, this is going to take you 3 more minutes, go that way. So I've completely changed the routine. I'm a routine person. I have the same thing for breakfast every day. I drive the same way to work. I get ready the same way every day. And I've just changed it, and I think it's better. As far as I know, it's better. But you struck me as a person who maybe just do it on the fly.
I kind of do.
That doesn't surprise me. Do you sit in the same place at home every time you sit down to watch TV?
No. No, we watch TV in different rooms depending on if we're watching together or the kids are watching stuff.
If you're in the family space to watch TV, does Ryan have is that like, hey, you're in my chair?
No.
You're doing the dad stuff wrong.
I know. Well, there is a spot if we watch it in the loft. If we're all watching there, that I would usually sit in a certain spot. But other than that,
And do the kids know that?
Kinda, yeah. But we don't do that a lot. We don't have a TV in our main room, so we kind of pop around based on what we feel like.
Ethan, do you watch TV in the same spot every time?
Every single time.
And does Mrs. Hannaford know, like, if she came in the room and you guys were going to watch something, does she know, like, where she would sit if she wanted to sit in your place?
Well, it's kind of funny because I would say this is a relatively new thing in the last couple of months, and she's caught on now. But at first she was like, our couch is like basically like three cushions.
3 sections.
3 cushions,
Yeah.
right? And there's one of the side sections has the extended like ottoman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can lay out on it. I picked the middle spot, but I put my feet up on the ottoman. And she's like, why do you take up 2 of the spots, and one of the spots you're taking up is the long one? But she's just gotten used to kind of squeezing on the
Why
long
do you
part.
do that?
Because I like to have the choice to not put both feet up on the ottoman. So if I want to sit with my feet on the floor, I can.
Is
I want
the
to put my feet
couch
up, I can.
in your living room, is that the place to sit to watch the TV? Do you have other
Yes.
chair options? So it's like you're sitting on the couch to watch TV, and you sit down in the middle and stretch your legs into the other side.
Correct.
Attaboy.
That's how I kind of expected Ryan to handle his business.
If you're in, this is another question. If your entire family is not home one night, what do you eat?
Whatever the hell I want.
But is there a go-to? Do you like, oh, I'm doing this? For me,
No.
it is General Tso's chicken.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
And
Chinese?
yeah, Chinese food.
Brad, do you have a place where you sit in the?
Yeah, and I actually have 2 spaces, and one, it depends on the time of day. One spot's when I get home from work, and the other one's like if I'm winding down from the evening after evening
What's the
activities.
difference? It's like a mullet.
Where the sun is.
Yeah, no. one is
dog.
one is a kind of like rocky moving chair, and the dogs won't get on that chair, and so I like to sit there in the right when I get home from work because it allows me to decompress. And then the other one is on the couch, and the dogs will pile on to me whenever I get on that one.
So my wife has been out of town the past week, and when I tell you that I haven't had a real meal for dinner this week.
You okay, bud?
Do you just graze? Do you
Yes.
just like you walk to the fridge and you eat some things while you're looking in the fridge, like from the fridge?
Yesterday,
At the fridge.
Yesterday, I got home from work. I ate a protein bar. I ate 2 cheese sticks. I went to a friend's house and I had a bowl of cereal. And I got home and I had some Teddy Grahams. That's what I ate last night.
And it would be different if she were home.
Yes, not because like she cooks. I usually cook, but she
But
goes
there's
to the store.
2 people
and there's
who are
nothing
yeah.
left. And by the time I get home, I'm like, I don't want to go to the
I was
store.
going to say the store is still there,
I'll
even
just-
though she's not.
And here's the funny thing. It is a 90-second drive from my apartment.
Yeah.
I just don't want to put the effort in right now to go to the store.
Next question, is Ethan a king?
Right now, in
Am
his
I a
own
what?
domain.
A king?
King, because that is to me peak living.
That's king stuff.
Next question: do you ever switch sides of the bed? Do you sleep on the same side of the bed, and does she sleep on the same side of the bed all the time? First, well, hold on a second. I do take the same path to work every day. It's switched lately. I have my chair. Jared has his chair. The kids run into the room to sit in our chair every time because they think it's funny. Do you ever switch sides of the bed? I always sleep on a certain side of the bed, but I'm going to answer that question last.
I don't know anybody that switches sides of the bed.
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
Yeah, we switch, but it's when we move the furniture and it changes.
Do you move it regularly?
Regularly enough that
It's Friday
switch.
time to move the
Yeah.
furniture around again. Let's go sleep in the other bedroom.
It's not Friday. It's not that often.
We're couching it tonight.
But like, yeah, I think every time we've changed the furniture,
How many times? How often do you do this?
I don't know, like 8 times.
8 times per what?
Yeah, okay.
Well, since I've lived
How
there.
many times? 4.
I don't understand this conversation. What are we talking about? So you will at random change your position in bed?
When my wife gets tired of the arrangement of the furniture, then I help her move the furniture around.
So that's not changing where you sleep in the bed. That's
But then-
changing the furniture.
But the furniture moves, and that changes which side of the bed I sleep on.
Why?
Because of where the door is and
Well, that
where the
doesn't change
TV
it.
is.
That means you stay in the same place.
You're
You
moving the
stay
bed.
Right, yeah. The
I'm
bed
just thinking,
moves. You stay
I'm
the same.
just thinking of them completely flipping the bed to where it's like the
He's like,
headboard
now I
is
gotta be
like
on the other
is
side.
facing the door.
Or they
now.
put the bed in there on its side. It's like, God, I don't know what to do.
It's on the ceiling.
Just diagonally in the middle of the room. So like I said, wife's out of town, so I am completely taking like full diagonal on the bed, and it is just
You do?
amazing.
That's
Yes,
the
right
best.
now. Normally I'm on one side because I'm a normal person like Brad, but right now I got full diagonal of the king size, and it is just
I used to always tell my husband, we have a
Heaven.
king-size bed, too. He's like, you get half the bed. I'm like, correct. I get the middle half. You get that side and that side.
So he sleeps over you.
Well, it used to be. But then when I started having babies and getting pregnant and had to do like all the pillows and stuff to prop everything up,
fun.
I now am all the way to the side of the bed. I like have my hand holding the side of the bed. I'm not in the middle. Not to mention the fact there are kids coming and going all night long. So, but we definitely sleep on the same side of the bed all the time. You guys stay on the same side of the bed, Ryan?
Yep.
Like, would you be able to like go home tonight and be like, let's switch sides on the bed?
Oh, and that wouldn't
Like,
happen.
what would happen?
I mean, part of it is that if you're sleeping with a CPAP, you have to unplug and move everything, you know?
Mechanically, this is complicated.
Yeah, I don't think that's
true.
going to work.
But wouldn't it feel weird?
Yeah.
Other
it
than
would.
the CPAP
Even
and
if
stuff?
she's out of town, I don't sleep on that side of the bed.
Yeah, I'm squarely on the right side of the bed.
Now, what Ethan said about diagonal, there's some truth in that, though.
Yeah.
Spread those legs out a little bit.
Do you play any stupid games on your phone? If so, what?
Nothing.
Do you have any shameful, like, on your phone, like, you'd be embarrassed to tell people I play this game?
I had a game that was called, like, Plank Master, that this little guy would just run, and you have to throw planks down to make sure he didn't fall in a canyon.
Was it fun?
It was okay.
Do you still have it?
No, because it was not that great. And it didn't progress.
This is a great story.
Terrible.
So,
Is the answer to my
anyway,
question no? That you don't have a game that you play?
I do have one. It's called Bricks Ball Crusher that I've had for a long time. And it's not appropriate to talk about on the radio.
Okay,
Just
got
kidding.
it. I was just saying, it's like, sounds like what you would call
Well,
me.
now I'm playing it.
Ethan, do you have any stupid games? That
The
you play
only
on your
time
phone?
that I play games on my phone is when I'm on a flight and I don't have internet,
Mhm.
and I play this game called Retro Bowl, and Retro Bowl is basically like it's like a very old version of Madden, but you can like create your own NFL team, and you start with a coach, you build your roster, and you play.
What about you, Brad?
I don't play any games on my cell phone. I like to game on computer, but cell phone screen's too small.
My whole family is playing a game called Township. Are you familiar with Township? Anybody familiar with Township?
Mm-mm.
I know it's outside the city limits.
That wasn't even funny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it was.
funny.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's zoning humor.
It's so bad.
Yeah, once you get older, you'll love zoning
Yeah,
humor.
yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't get it.
You're almost there. It's I don't know if Farmville on Facebook when Facebook was like poking in Farmville. I never did Farmville there, but all my kids play it, and we played it a lot on the airplane going to Hawaii. Again, a long flight where you're like, I need some stupid game that's not going to need internet and all that stuff. And our family's pretty into Township. I would love to know if anybody on our YouTube chat has ever heard of Township. It's a pretty big deal in our house, but it's pretty embarrassing. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll answer the YouTube live chat poll. How long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? Brand new, less than a year, 1 to 5 years, or 5+ years. Ryan, real quick, the address for people to come get VIP tickets or to secure their tickets for the listener party, the 25 years of 97.1. We're celebrating it. Where do people need to go?
971talk.com/events, or if you just go to 971talk.com, you'll find it there.
All right, let's take a quick break and listen to this treat before
Yeah.
we go to commercials. Don't go away.
It's a banger.
It's something.
It's catchy.
Home Shield Foundation Repairs. My apologies to you, Matt Hayes, for that little intro into me talking to folks about how you can help them waterproof their basement. You are looking for someone to come in and rectify this issue. maybe it's been there in your home the entire time you've owned the home, and maybe it probably gets progressively worse. They can help you with drain tile installation. They can help you with sump pump integration, and they stand behind the Home Shield waterproofing system with a lifetime warranty. It gives you that confidence your investment is going to be protected. So when you work with Home Shield Foundation Repair, when you invite Matt Hayes out to your home to assess your concern with your leaky basement, you're going to know that the work that you're investing in is going to come with a warranty that's going to stand the test of time. You can call directly to invite Matt Hayes out to check out your basement at 314-227-9636. That's 314-227-9636. Home Shield Foundation Repair has a wonderful, stellar reputation, and when you hire them, you'll know that you're getting the very best in foundation repair, basement waterproofing, and concrete lifting. 314-227-9636, homeshieldfoundationrepairs.com.
You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk in St. Louis for 25 years this month. Thanks for being a part of a quarter century of engaging local talk. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Guys, it's time to take charge of your health with my friends at Victory Men's Health. Mark Cox here. I already love what they do at Victory. They do hormone optimization, sexual health, weight loss, even vitamin deficiencies. Now they're offering specialty cardiovascular testing and even early detection cancer screening. Visit them at one of their 4 great locations, now in Sunset Hills, Town and Country, O'Fallon, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. Tell them Mark Cox sent you. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Family focused, faith filled, always on point. It's the Annie Fry Show.
Just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come.
So there are reports right now coming out of Fox News that Hamas has accepted some of the elements of the Gaza plan proposed by Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu when they did that press conference. Was that Monday? That was Monday. That was Monday because you weren't here.
I was going to say, I don't remember that.
We heard all of it, and Donald Trump kept talking and talking. One of the things that they agreed to is to release all of the hostages. So you're going to want to keep it right here. Mark Radin will give you updates on that if that story continues to develop right here as we're wrapping up the show. The YouTube live chat poll today is about how long you've listened to 97.1. Ryan, you want to hit us with a few more listener comments before we go?
Amy says started listening during COVID and was working from home, realized how terrible daytime TV was and needed something to listen to.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Brett says started listening religiously in 2014, started with Ted Cruz's first presidential speech.
That's cool.
That's a moment in time.
Mark Cox was a big Ted Cruz guy at the time.
Jennifer, last one, and then I'll toss to you guys for the results and everything. Jennifer says, I've listened to 97.1 since the beginning. I had a long drive to and from work, and music was great in the morning, but not on the way home. Can't wait until the anniversary party later this month.
Awesome. Well, so if people want to join us for that anniversary party, give us the date and the time and the place where people can get VIP tickets, which do cost, but the other tickets are free.
It is October 23rd, and you can see exactly what Annie was just talking about. You can RSVP for free, or you can get those VIP tickets at 971talk.com/events.
Well, we asked you, how long have you listened to 97.1 FM Talk? If you're brand new, we've got 259 votes, which is pretty high for a Friday for us. Brand new, 1%. Less than a year, 4%. So 5% of you all have joined us here in the last year. 1 to 5 years, you've been listening to 97.1, 30% of the vote, and 64% of you have been with us for 5 or more years. And we know that about you. We know how special each and all of you are to us. It is a family. And for all the people who have been here for less than that, welcome to the family. You're now part of something pretty special. And what that special thing is, it's you folks. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative, The Mark Reardon Show. Coming up next.
From me, I'm not a married sweetheart.
Join us for our annual Trade Day sale. Hook up your camper and join us Thursday through Sunday, October 9th through the 11th, at both of our locations at 9001 Dunn Road in Hazelwood or 971 Wilmer Road in Wentzville for barbecue, beverages, and a free trade evaluation. We guarantee at least $1,000 over the national average for your trade-in with purchase of any new RV. Your trade will never be worth more than it is today. We will have fall festivities going on all weekend. Don't miss the fun and spooky good savings. Check out all of our new 2025 and 2026 RVs by Jayco, Keystone, Fleetwood, and Bontrager Outdoors. Mention this 97.1 ad for a chance to win a $500 gift certificate to our parts store. For 3 years in a row, we have won the best RV dealer at St. Louis Post-Dispatch Headliners. And we are your #1 Jayco fifth wheel dealer in the country. Our commitment to you starts when you enter the door. Go one better. Go Apache Village RV in Hazelwood and in Wentzville, October 9th through 11th. Trade value dependent upon condition of trade unit at time of delivery.
Mark Cox here. Let me introduce you to my friends at the Lit Cigar Lounge in St. Louis, where luxury meets comfort. Premium hand-rolled cigars, an extensive selection of rare bourbons and whiskeys and craft cocktails. It's comfortable for non-smokers, too. They have a state-of-the-art ventilation system. They have private lockers and live music every Friday night, perfect for date nights or business meetings or just winding